Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Super Metroid Zelda 3 Combo Randomizer Hard Logic Race. I am Big Bach, joined on commentary by 5D100, with Matt Ewok Herd and Scoopula on tracking. 5D, how are you tonight?
I'm doing all right. I'm definitely excited to get back into SMZ3 because these are always fun. You know, when you get tired of one, you can always just run over to the other and start having some fun over shooting some aliens. Or once you get tired of the aliens, you can go and cut up some guards.
Absolutely. Racing on stream for you, we have Ye Old Fart Gamer, Maniacal, MM2 NES cartridge, and Blendation. And we have another 14 racers off stream. And we've got the signal. We're going to be underway very shortly. Real quick, 5D, where are you hoping we see some progression? Anywhere?
Ooh, that's a good question. I know that chat always hopes for things such as like, oh hey, Ped Seed, oh hey, Agaseed, Moon Pearl on top of the pyramid, things like that. Honestly, at this point, fast or slow, I'm just hoping for something interesting and seeing some divergence with our runners, just so that way we can be like, ooh, let's see what's going on here. Oh, it looks like we have an Alucard sprite down on Blandation.
That is awesome.
Oh, that is a beautiful seed. I've seen that in the there's a giant Mario sprite which is really big. He's a big chunky boy. But interesting. We have two runners going two runners going down to check the two checks on Morph Ball. And we have a missile pack on the little island.
Now, there are two items in Logic on Hard in Retro Brinstar. Morphle Pedestal, as you mentioned, and also the Ceiling Energy Tank off to the right. Ooh, there is our first lifter upgrade already at Link's house. Good start.
Missiles, and let's see what the other one is. Oh, just a red rupee.
Yeah, MM2 NES is not going to waste the time to walk back out of that, and neither is Blandation.
Well, it is
good
unfortunate.
Knowledge early on.
Yeah, it is unfortunate that there wasn't anything, so that's not an advantage for them. It is nice to have that knowledge, knowing that, okay, I can do this later and don't have to check those two specific places. Though, an E-Tank on Aga Ledge. Interesting.
Yeah, no way we're going to see that done, unless we need Aga for Dark World access. Meantime, Ye Old Fart Gamer found his first pack of power bombs. Now, the magic number there for Endgame is going to be 3. Okay, I saw a blue crystal at Eastern, and the check was too fast for me to see anything else.
I think I saw a red pendant on Death Mountain. Oh, and that's a Moon Pearl.
Where did you see that? Was that at the mushroom spot?
It is at the mushroom spot.
Oh my. So we are a hammer away from Dark World access.
Though I do like the Shadow sprite down on Blandation's end. And a pack of supers.
Alright, as I was saying, the magic number for power on packs is going to be 3. That'll be enough to get through the Metroids and Torian without backtracking for backtracking to refill or needing drops, and there's a blue crystal at Desert.
Looks like they were farming for a few bombs, so that way they can go ahead and not have to buy any. Hopefully. It very well might be the case, but I bet they're hoping.
Alrighty, looks like Maniacal. Okay. Yeah, all the Sphere Zero tech's getting done real quick.
Oh, looks like we have a back of escape check going on over in Maniacal's end. That's interesting.
Alrighty, there'll be 3 items here, 3 possible prizes here. I believe that the dungeon escape item pool is... I'm not sure how many prizes, but I know there's a map and small key.
3 bombs. That'll be enough to go ahead and check Kakariko. That's a smart check on his end. At least now that we know there's bombs there, at least. So now he doesn't have to buy them. So.
Right, I didn't see if that was an arrow capacity upgrade or the silvers in the left chest there.
Yeah, it was just an arrow capacity.
Alright, Yield for Gamer is our first player into Kakariko Town. 5 items here in Blind's basement. Before you see here, and then a bombable wall at the back center.
He doesn't have any bombs, though. He does have a mirror. Meanwhile, Maniacal does. And we have a hammer! Oh, we have Dark World access.
Dark World access at less than 5 minutes. Oh my gosh.
Though, keep in mind that ye old gamer will have to come back and check this chest right here. It's 10 arrows, but even so, that's still a big waste of time having to climb all the way back down just for that. And
yeah, you're not going to orphan a check like that this early.
No. Still no bombs, so, like, plenty of missiles, but no bombs. And the old reserve tank as well, so.
And nothing doing so far in the well, although we'll see that back item thanks to Maniacal's check here real quick.
Oh, just
super missiles. Not bad.
If my count is correct, that's 2 packs they've gotten so far.
Another capacity upgrade in the back of the tavern. I don't think any of our runners have the money to check bottle vendor at this point, but that is another check that's available.
Maniacal is going and grabbing the cash right now. He had 90, and now he has enough to go and check that bottle vendor, so that's a very good check. And yes, it is a red pendant up on Hera, so.
Alrighty, so that means 2 pendants in the Dark World, including the green pendant.
I always hope pendant Turtle Rock, because it leads to some interesting routing. Because do you have to go to Turtle Rock? Do you not? That's the question. And it always leads to some interesting divergence within our runners, and that's always fun to see. Oh, and looks like Mega Man 2 NES cartridge is actually farming for free bombs.
In the meantime, Maniacal was farming rupees for quite a while.
Of course, I mean, that was a sword.
Was that the bow?
That was a sword.
That was either the bow or that was a sword.
It was a sword.
Red Pendant Thieves Town, Red Crystal Thieves Town, Red Crystal Swamp, Green Pendant Pod, Blue Pendant Ice.
Blue Pendant Ice is actually pretty interesting because, again, you may need to go there, you may not. You don't know.
An MM2 NES cartridge into that. Is this a 50-50 HUD or no? A Yieldy Fart Gamer taking a death there. Got to be real careful going to Dark World this early because of with 3 hearts green mail. Pretty much everything's gonna one-shot ya.
Mm-hmm.
Or Maniacal making the play to Hype Cave at around the 8-minute mark.
I prefer to call it the cave formerly known as Hype. It is no longer as it once was.
We'll see if the seed bears that out for you.
That is fair.
So I believe with the items we have now, we can. There's our second lift upgrade. Wow.
Oh. And the bow, okay. Make me eat my words, why don't you?
As I was saying before we saw that lift upgrade, I believe that with the items we have found, there is absolutely no way Aga is required.
Nope. No, with two lift upgrades and the hammer, I mean, Aga's dead, my friends. Aga is dead. That was indeed truly a hype cave. Though it looks like we're actually going to get a South Shore check over on Maniakal's end. He did equip that mirror, so it's going to be interesting to see what he finds.
Alright, so there's going to be the item in the dam, the money item, Mini Moldorm, and Ice Rod Cave, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Plus, since they have Moon Pearl, they can easily go up and check Big Fish Cave, or Waterfall Cave, pardon me. A lot of our runners opting to actually use the bombs to open up this little shack in the southeast of Kakariko, or southwest, pardon me. There's free bombs, free arrows, free restocking, essentially, in that area, so...
And that's absolutely worth doing when you're this early in a seed, I think.
Oh, definitely, because bombs, I mean, with all the caves and everything you need to check, especially doubly so with one lift upgrade, the hammer, so you know you can go to Dark World and check all these different checks. Plus, bombs are a useful tool to open up several different areas. I mean, why wouldn't you farm for bombs if you haven't picked them up already? So,
right.
Speaking of bombs, there's a pack for Maniacal, and plenty of supers for his Metroid. So, I wonder if we're gonna see any Metroid anytime soon.
One of the things I really like to see in the combo randomizer is navigating Metroid without the morph ball, because that's one of the harder things to do in a game like this, and it's really interesting how you can do it with not only other items but the cross game portals too.
That is true. Though it looks like Blandation finally getting his first sword upgrade, or his first sword rather. Pardon me, not upgrade. Which means that if he does decide to go ahead and do Thieves after this, he's going to have a much easier time than Hammer Blind. With that extra
we have full access to Thieves Town, correct?
Yes. Including the big chest at the bottom.
And with that hammer and the Titansmiths, we also have access to hammer pegs, I believe.
That we do. Blandation doesn't have access because it doesn't have the Titansmiths yet, but we do have a knowledgeable it is accessible.
Can we get... If I remember right, the transformed Smith is just south of the Village of Outcasts. We have access to that too, right?
Yes. We can see early Smiths. We can see early... quite a few early checks too. Let's see here.
Blandation passing by here. Looks like he's heading for race game. I didn't see if Yield Far checked the race game, so see what we got there.
Just a big 20
bucks. Looks like he's gonna take it. Just kind of get his count up.
Of course, he doesn't have a sword yet. So that's important to note as these runners are continuing doing their thing.
And Nest dodges the Wallmaster there while he's dragging the statue in Skull Woods. The double dip's gonna feel bad because you have no way. There's no MM2 Nest takes a death. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna be a forced double dip since Skull Woods is a crystal and we don't have the fire rod yet.
Mm-hmm. Thankfully, just dipping in for items isn't too bad with Skull Woods because, I mean, it's so easy to get through using the outside that you don't need to worry too much about dipping that first part. So it doesn't hurt too bad.
Maniacal in Thieves Town, you have to find that big key in the first floor because of this door right here. got to be real careful here. He hasn't gotten another heart yet.
See what the digging game has for us. Oh, that is a wavy coin. Though I do like how he's going and digging more for extra cash, because so far, not too much money on the seed.
Yeah, absolutely a good call here.
I mean, we have several other minigames that you can do, and so yeah, it's always nice to have that extra cash flow. Another thing they could have done is picked up the fish and tried to see if maybe the fish would give them some money, but that's not guaranteed here in Rando. It could very well give you anything else. So,
all right, looks like Foundation's heading for Stumpy and K45.
And just an E-Tank on Stumpy. Looks like we have a lot more health on Metroid than we do on A Link to the Past, oddly enough.
I wouldn't say just an E-Tank, because yeah, this is the hard logic, so hell runs might be expected.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah, 3 energy tanks gets you to the... 3 energy tanks will get you to the Ice Beam, 5 will get you to Bubble Mountain.
Yeah, so you don't want to see too many E-Tanks too early, because, let's face it, too many E-Tanks and it's like, oh, time to do hell runs. Have fun.
Maniacal's got that mushroom as well, so he could theoretically do fake powder if he wanted. We can get the magic bat, right?
He can, but he needs a cane, or specifically the cane of Burna, or the cane of, no, not Burna, cane of Samaria to do that.
Oh, I did.
If I remember correctly, I might be wrong about that. But.
Yeah, I thought it was just the mushroom that was required. If one of you guys in chat could kind of refresh our memory on how the fake powder works.
Because if I remember correctly, fake powder is use up all your cane, and then you switch over to mushroom, and then you hit Y, and it actually does a fake powder. Yeah, you need to use cane. So.
Alrighty. Maniacal into the blind fight. Always takes 9 hits. Gotta be careful here.
Ooh.
Doesn't quite get. Oh, there we go. Well done.
That was a lot of close calls.
Yeah, again, I couldn't tell if that was a capacity upgrade or if that was silvers.
I'm not entirely certain either, but it's definitely an arrow of some sort.
Speaking of arrows, Foundation using them on the mini Moldorms gets it done very well.
That's always nice to have, just taking care of mini Moldorms, not having to worry about throwing bombs or having to walk across the bottom. It's always nice.
It looks like Maniacal didn't quite finish the Village of Outcast checks before he went into Thieves Town, so he's working on that now. Also of note is that Maniacal has Maniacal with our first boss kill.
Mm-hmm. So far, it's setting up to be quite a jet seed, unfortunately for chat. So.
Alrighty, and I believe I just saw Yield Fart Gamer find the charge beam into Hospital's closet.
Ooh.
Now the magic combination there is going to be Ice Wave Spazer or at least Plasma. Otherwise, without one of those combinations, it'll be faster damage to use ammo.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Uncle had. I think Uncle had explosives, if I remember correctly. Specifically, missiles, if I remember correctly. Either way, it wasn't anything for progression.
Alrighty, let's see what we've got in. Ooh, Hammer Pegs has more power bombs. That is our second pack. As I mentioned, the magic number is 3.
Also, welcome Speed Gaming with 199 raiders. We are just getting started with this SMZ3 seed. so far, we've gotten quite a lot of checks in the first couple of, well, I should say a lot of progression in the first couple of checks, so I'm definitely excited for that.
Yeah, we had Dark World access at under 5 minutes, which is the fastest I've ever seen it on a restream race.
Oh, I definitely agree, or second that notion. Though it looks like Blandation is actually going to go ahead and grab his charge beam, so I wonder when we're going to see some Super Metroid plays.
The way the seed is shaking out, it's going to be quite a while.
Possibly, unless they suddenly get, unless the seed suddenly wants them to go into, you know, Eastern like they're doing now, or like Ye Olde is doing now, and then immediately dive into Metroid.
Can we get to Dark Ice Rod from where we are? Because that gets us to the cross game portal to Meridia.
Ooh.
Because if Gravity Suit shows up, or possibly Grapple Beam, that could be pointing to a backdoor Dragon. Because again, Suitless Meridia can be expected by the hard logic.
Yeah, it looks like we do need some flippers in order to do that, so.
Thank you for the correction, Scupula. I mean, Knuckle looks like he's about to head over and turn the Smith in. And M. Keystone, you are absolutely right. There is a morph tunnel leading out of the cross game portal from Dark Ice Rod.
All right, let's see what our Smiths have for us today.
For a 10 rupee convenience fee, we get the Spring Ball.
So we have the most powerful ball item in the game, so huzzah. I don't know about you, but
grabbing the lunchbox, that's another check we can get out of the way.
I don't know about you, but I always like getting Spring Ball on my runs because it means I don't have to worry about power bombs on a lot of these jumps.
That's a fair point. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, though it looks like Blandation actually made a mistake and wasn't quite able to get the skeletons. A little bit of a shame, yes, but oh well. Though it looks like Yi hasn't gotten our bottle vendor yet because he doesn't have a sword. He's doing hammer strats.
In the meantime, I believe, Blandation just found our third pack of power bombs at the Eastern Big Chest, and like I said, that's the magic number. Our runners are all doing the same checks around now, so none of them are going to need to worry about drop luck or backtracking to refill when they get to Torian, even if that ice beam doesn't show up.
Also, if they find a few more power bombs, then, well, I mean, they can Crystal Flash without any issues if needed. So
I don't think the logic accounts for Crystal Flashing, but it's absolutely a handy technique to be able to do.
Oh yeah. I mean, especially if you accidentally mess up Baby Skip, then you can easily just have it done. Also, it looks like Maniacal is going to go ahead and check Agina.
He can also check what's on the desert ledge, but we can't get into desert without either flute to get to the mire area or with book to get into desert the normal way.
And it looks like
Fart just bought his first sword. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I was just about to mention about Ye Olde actually picking up that sword, so. And just a piece of heart over at the old man cave.
Alrighty, what do we have open at this point?
Oh. And it looks like Blondation having a little bit of trouble taking out these Igors, but managing to make it through lickety-split.
Is Blendation pushing to the back of Eastern to fight the Armos Knights? Is that what I see?
Yes. And it is a required crystal, so, I mean, it's better to do it now than later, since you have all the required items for it. If you know those dark rooms, I mean, you might as well.
If the logic doesn't account for it, so he is technically out of logic, but there hasn't been any progression. So it's not as bad as you might think. Meantime, based on where I saw Maniacal earlier, it looks like he's doing Death Mountain.
Oh, that's interesting, because it opens up a little bit of Super Metroid. It opens up a respawn point. It opens up 100 rupees, or 300 rupees, pardon me, so...
That looks like a 300 to me.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, we do have access to the top of Spectacle Rock, and that'll also get us to Tower of Hera, which is... So Hera was a red pendant you said earlier?
Yes, Hera is a red pendant. So, it might have something neat in there, it might not, who knows? We might have something on pedestal. Morph Ball might be on pedestal. I mean, we don't know at this point.
That is always possible. I believe that, again, I can't tell if that's the 10 arrow pack on Spectacle Rock or if that's the silvers.
It's a 10 arrow pack.
Alrighty, Maniacal heading into Tower of Hera for our second... No, not second Crystal Dungeon.
Our first Crystal Dungeon.
No, Thieves Town was our first.
First Pendant Dungeon, pardon me.
Our Sosa, the Super Metroid equivalent, would probably be progression on Shack Tool, which is where you would normally find the Spring Ball.
Oh, good old Shack Tool. There are so many times where it's just like, well, I don't want to go to Shack Tool, but you go to Shack Tool anyways, and sure enough, it has something important there, so...
Hey, Maniacal heading over to the portal here, Dark World portal here, which will get him to... That's one of our beams on top of... on the floating island. I couldn't tell which one.
Meanwhile, Blandation having a little bit of trouble with Kiki the extortionist monkey, having to pay him an extra 10 rupees because he got hit. Which is a shame, but, I mean... It is good to, good to know that now he won't have to deal with that monkey anymore.
Maniacal took a break from what I thought he was doing and went to Spiral Cave. There's our first mail upgrade. That's valuable at this point.
Oh, definitely. Especially with having to dip into Dark World and having only 6 hearts at this point, or 5 in some cases. I mean, it's always nice to see.
Alrighty, Maniacal now in Paradox Cave. 2 items on the bottom floor, 5 on the top. Matty Walker, did we see Ice Rod Cave? I don't think we did.
No, not yet.
So nothing doing in the bottom room in the first 2 of Paradox Cave. Blendation heading through Pod as Yield Fart is going through Thieves Town.
E-Tank, Red Rupee, Worse Boomerang, another Red Rupee, and a piece of heart. So far...
So apparently, MM2 Ness and Blendation did check Ice Rod Cave, so that is in fact where the other mail upgrade is. Thank you. Thank you, Matt Ewok, much appreciated.
So we have both mail upgrades right now, so that's interesting.
Alright, Maniacal back up to the top of the mountain, gonna
Ice Beam.
go... What's up?
I do believe that was Ice Beam.
Okay. So, Okay, so yeah, since Turtle Rock is a crystal, so we will most likely see our runners take the slight detour to get that, because Ice Beam Metroids is so much faster than Power Bomb Metroids. Okay, and so we are also looking for Bombos to get into Turtle Rock. Maniacal heading. Okay, Maniacal doing Super Bunny here.
It's always nice to be able to go and do that Turtle Rock to Super Bunny, because you don't have to do half of the Super Bunny cave, or the front end of it at least. Just an E-tank and a reserve tank, though. Those are really nice to have.
And those reserve tanks can be important because there is a chance they'll be required for the Hell runs.
If I counted correctly, that's 5, including the reserve tank. I do believe that's 5 of them.
Yeah, I know we've seen 2 reserves. I'm blanking on where that first one was, though. Oh, Maniacal's gonna go grab that ice beam right now. Oh, that's right. We have no access to Hookshot Cave because we don't have the hookshot, and we also don't have the boots to bunk to that first chest.
No, we don't.
And yes, that was in fact the ice beam.
Did I just see the morph ball on Blandation's end?
I don't know.
That was morph ball.
Was that in the dark room?
It was right before the dark room, and
was it the room?
Palace of Darkness.
Okay.
You know, with all the turtles.
Then. Okay, yeah. The room above the double rupee way, right? Yeah. Okay.
That one.
Okay, and down here is Harmless Hellway. I'm sorry, I was so focused on what Maniacal was doing, I just completely failed to process it. Blendation doing the Dark Maze as well. Oops. I don't think I could memorize well enough to do this, even with like the guide of the Sword Sparkles.
I've done it once, but I've only needed a map of it right next to the screen, so.
But, Charge Beam was at Sahasrala's closet.
Mm-hmm. So right now they have Charge Ice, so.
Yeah, Neko Ramza, there's only so much room on the tracker because it's 2 games worth of items, so a lot of the non-essentials are not shown. I just saw Space Jump in the Dark Maze and a Red Rupee on the Pyramid.
Ooh. That's interesting. Oh, and there's Red Cane. That's interesting.
Pod 2 was loaded.
Mm-hmm. That's why they call it Mullet Mansion, you know? Business up front, party in the back.
Trekker Scrupula pointing out we've got to have the lamp somewhere to correct the logic chain. Just don't know where. And yeah, that morph ball is actually our very first bit of Super Metroid progression.
That is true.
I'm surprised. I'm very surprised Maniacal didn't take the time to go to the Norfair Business Center and check that. Check that when he was on Death Mountain.
I mean, considering that we don't have any ability to go into Morph Ball, if you miss that jump, or if you miss that shot, you're going to be waiting in that room for quite some time. And you don't want to be waiting in that room for as long as it takes. So it's always nice that if you aren't entirely certain about hitting that zoomer really quickly, you can just leave it for later. Though it does look like Maniacal is actually going to go ahead and do front of escape.
That phrasing never made sense to me. Front of escape, back of escape. To me, it's the dungeon and the castle escape. That makes more sense, at least to me. We do know that we do know that the small key and the map are still hanging around somewhere because we didn't see them in the back.
Oh.
There's powder, so that puts the bat in logic. And based on item counts, that means the map and the key have to be in the basement cell on Dark Cross. Alrighty, what are our runners doing here?
Well, MM2 is going to go ahead and check our get that piece of heart from Agina. Looks like Maniacal is going to go up and check Catfish and presumably I don't know if he has Mushroom. I think he might. Yeah, he does. He's going to check Mushroom, Zora, and he's going to go ahead and check a couple of other checks up there if possible. I'm not sure if you can do fake flippers from up there, but if you can, probably going to do it. Oh.
Alright, so Mushroom Turn-In is just some missiles.
Oh, it looks like Blandation is actually going to go ahead and do a full reset to go back to Super Metroid. This is
and that's one of the quirks of the combo randomizer. You save and link to the past, hard reset your game, and you respawn at the ship in Super Metroid. Taking that space jump up to the Quateria power bombs. Alrighty, I see 25 missiles, 25 supers. Looks like Blandation only has 10 power bombs.
Just more missiles on. Oh, that's a hook shot.
Alrighty, so that's enough. That's four. That immediately opens 4 extra checks in Link to the Past at Hookshot Cave.
Not only that, but like, it also opens up. Oh wait, no, you can't go in there yet. You need flippers. Never mind.
You were about to say Swamp?
Yes, I was about to say Swamp.
Flippers could be in that very first chest. I've heard of that happening.
Though with Grapple Beam, oh wait, never mind. With Space Jump, you don't really need Grapple, so never mind.
And there's there's the Magic 15 for Blandation. Looks like he doesn't want to go do Wrecked Ship just yet, so he's gonna take the east elevator to the top of the Red Tower.
Meanwhile, looks like MM2 is gonna go ahead and do his Monkey Express down to Mullet Mansion. He's gonna go ahead and hopefully find his Morph Ball, and then maybe, just maybe, we'll have a second runner in Super Metroid. Though it looks like Maniacal is about to do the same, so that'll be interesting.
Alrighty, Beta Power Bombs is our next sword. Not bad. And Blandation on 1 energy tank and reserves, so that's going to be a challenge. Blandation gets caught by a Samus Eater, but here we are at Alpha Power Bombs.
Oh, there's a small shield. I know our runners beforehand were asking for a no shield seed, but looks like they, looks like their wishes weren't granted, unfortunately.
And that is 30 super missiles for Blandation. That is exactly enough to defeat Ridley without needing that charge beam. They have it so they can't get soft locked, but like I said, until we find some more of the beams, the ammo will be higher DPS.
Mm-hmm. Though with those power bombs and spring jump, I mean, there's not a lot of places where they can get stuck, so.
All right, Blendation farming here. Not sure what he's hoping to get.
A little bit more health. He is down to 1 E-tank as well as 1, maybe 2 reserve tanks. So at this point, I mean, going through the spiky room of death like this, you know, you're kind of a little bit nervous.
Soul Paradigm in chat. Both games need to be finished. If you fight Mother Brain first, you do the escape sequence, but it cuts off when you get back to the old Torian escape shaft. And then if you do, there's our speed booster. Right, going back to what I was just saying, if you beat Ganon first, then you just walk across the bridge and you respawn at the top of the pyramid.
Mm-hmm. It used to be that you had a nice little black and white sprite whenever it happened, because of, well, the game being the game, and not properly rendering Link, but they probably fixed that now. Though it looks like NES finally has their morph ball, so that'll be interesting. Though it looks like Maniacal actually went ahead and, instead of doing Pod first, he dove into Eastern, so definitely nice routing, especially with Eastern being a crystal dungeon. Though it is something to keep in mind for later. Though looks like Blendation is going to go ahead and check Spazer for high jump boots. Ooh, that's going to make using that space jump a whole lot nicer.
High jump is one of those items in Super Metroid you don't think about it until you don't have it.
There we go.
And the a la carte Shine Spark is the bat doing the wing smash. I like that.
That is fantastic.
Japham, this is a free for all. Oh, there's our flippers.
That's interesting. Question is after this, are we gonna see him go back to Link to the Past with those flippers, or are we gonna go ahead and see him go back to, or just stay in Super Metroid?
Something I say a lot in these is that Super Metroid glitchless low percent is only 15 items, 9 of which are ammo or health. So there's not a lot in Super Metroid that we cannot check at this point.
That is true. Also, ye old actually using the pot strats to take out that guard.
Gets the map, and that means that the small key has to be in Dark Cross.
Mm-hmm. That being said, that was a very nice quick kill on Kraid on Blendation's end for a piece of heart. Either way, that's the first Super Metroid boss down at around 42 minutes.
Alright, Maniacal in the home stretch of Eastern. MM2 Ness is also in Eastern, I believe. I believe you said Maniacal mirrored from Pod to check Eastern.
Mm-hmm. It's a great thing of routing, because it means right after Eastern, you can go immediately into Pod. Meanwhile, if you do Pod on standalone, you know, that means you have to go ahead and go all the way back to Dark. Go back to the Dark world, head all the way over to Molt Mansion, and then, you know, climb back in. Meanwhile, Eastern, you know, you just warp over and you're done.
Did we see all of the available prizes in Pod? I didn't keep track.
I'm not entirely certain.
Ew, Tarthoron in chat pointing out we can do suitless shack tool right now. That is disgusting.
Oh no. Please no.
So energy tank at the pre high jump energy tank.
And the green rupee. Oh, Blandation didn't get it. His run is unfortunately disqualified. Of course, I'm only joking at this point, but...
For the list, I always hesitate to call a leader until we have at least one person in go mode. But I think Blandation has. I think it's. Blandation is absolutely. Blandation found that.
Ooh. That is ped boots, or that's boots. That means we can see a croc kill if they want that. I would recommend it because boots are handy, but like still, it's interesting. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's fine. Yeah, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry about that.
I understand. I do it too. Oh yes, the gate glitch here is in logic. That's what I was trying to say.
So,
yeah, Mr. Bus Driver in chat pointed out we may need boots to bonk a key off of Desert, or possibly even in Ganon's Tower.
I have seen quite a few big keys on top of that torch to know that Bob sometimes isn't very nice.
Alrighty, Blendation into the Crocomire fight. Now, Crocomire doesn't take damage the way most other bosses do. Each shot backs him up a certain distance, and then the idea is to back him up into the lava.
Mm-hmm. So, in this point, if you have Charge Beam Plasma, you know, you just charge it up, shoot him once, you're done.
Reason being that Crocomire is not flagged to stop Plasma Beam shots, which pierce most enemies, because you're never meant to have Charge Beam at Crocomire because of the way the vanilla game's logic works.
Though, with the space jump and high boots, I mean, and... oh, it's just missiles. Okay. Either way, it's still easy enough to get across that, so...
But we're also not going to need to come back to see Indiana Jones. There was a race I was calling solo about a month ago, I think. Yeah, one of our runners had to orphan Indiana Jones, but they came back for it, and it turned out it was their go mode fire rod.
Ooh, that's always rough.
Alrighty, Maniacal, about 5 seconds from getting his morph ball. Post Crocomire power bombs is just a heart piece.
Meanwhile, MM2 finally getting his hook shot, or their hook shot, pardon me. And it looks like farm a little bit on those zingers? I can't remember their name. Either way, it's nice to get a couple of not power bombs, super missiles from those whenever you're a little bit low. Oh, and that's a flute. That's 2 important items. That means that we have Gold Torizo in Logic right now. Do you want to do Gold Torizo? No, but I mean it is in Logic.
I believe it does logically allow us to check the screw attack Chozo, but I think that's it without the Varia suit.
Yeah, Gold Torizo, you mean. So. Or as I like to call it, golden chorizo.
Maniacal doesn't get the bomb jump, so he's debating. Okay, looks like he's going to do the dark maze. That's a good thing because that will also get him that space jump.
Space jump is always nice to have. High jump boots are not. Is it harder to use without high jump boots? Yes, but it's still nice to have. Though it looks like MM2 is actually going to go ahead and do Sunken Ship. Or Wreck Ship?
Wreck Ship, yeah.
Yeah. English.
Alrighty, so here we... MM2 checking spooky missiles, which I like to call this the Super Metroid Harmless Hellway because it's... Normally it's a Hellway, but it's harmless before you turn the ship on. Sees our second shield upgrade and decides not to get it. Omega Wild making a... Sorry.
Splendation went to go do a Shine Spark up this hallway, but ends up accidentally hitting or bonking his head on the door.
Yeah, Omega Wild in chat pointed out Potty is possibly a logical double dip since we don't have that. I believe it's because we don't have the lamp yet.
That is the case.
MM2 Nest Cartridge fighting Fantoon. He has 2,500 health. Can move in a fast, medium, or slow pattern before opening his eye there. Then can close it fast, medium, or slow too. That was a slow move and fast eye close, which is the worst RNG you can possibly get.
Thank you, Fantoon.
MM2 Nest Dopplering Fantoon there, which involves moving toward him as you fire to stun lock his eye open by hitting him too frequently for him to close it.
Yeah, it may not be required. It might still be required because you still need lamp in order to go ahead and do the bottom maze. Because you gotta remember, there's a maze at the bottom of pod. To answer in chat.
Although Charzorn also pointing out that pod you might not have to finish pod because it's a pendant. I failed to process that.
That too. Oh, and it looks like MM2 Nest Cartridge went ahead and killed Fantoon.
Now, he finished him off with a super missile, which actually does double damage to him, but if a super missile shot doesn't kill him, it will enrage him instead, and he'll sit at the top of the screen and waste about 40 seconds.
I remember when I did my first run-through of Super Metroid, I kept using supers, and he kept doing that, and I had no idea why. But now I do.
I did the same thing growing up. Don't feel bad.
Oh, it looks like Maniacal actually went ahead and is doing Bubble Mountain. So, a couple of checks we have here. Oh, it looks like silvers. Oh, that's interesting. So that means no spin strat Ganon, which is nice. It also means that he's gonna have a whole lot of an easier time if he decides to do let's see here. Desert. Those bosses can be killed with it. Let's see. Swamp is easier. A lot of bosses in reality. Uh-oh. Oh, that's interesting. He decided to opt to do a oh, I had the name for it earlier. Oh, there it goes. Now it looks like Maniacal is actually going to go ahead and fight Crocomire, and so he's going to be able to get not only those boots, but also the flute. So, definitely going to be interesting. Crystal Flash, thank you. Thank you, chat. I do appreciate it. Looks like Maniakal's doing a little dance with Crocomire as it backs up into the acid. Oh. Of course, getting a swag furry missile right into the gaping maw of Croc. Meanwhile, Blandation finally going ahead and doing his Super Bunny. And of course, gonna be finding a E-tank as well as a reserve tank. So, always nice to have, though. Let's see here. Oh. Looks like MM2 finished up the Room de la Robot and picked himself up a pack of powers. Blandation now knowing that he needs that little spirally swirly coin in order to go ahead and get into Total Rock.
Ready, and here we are in Hookshot Cave. Going to be 4 items here to find.
Meanwhile, Yeold actually going and getting his red tunic, so that's going to be nice for later on. Unfortunately, Hookshot Cave not having much.
The only thing of any note was the heart container, but those are absolutely welcome at any time.
It looks like we aren't going to be seeing him or anyone dash up the or MM2 at least dashing up to grab that check, since it was just a pack of power bombs, unfortunately.
All right, heading for missiles in the. Yeah, have we seen missiles in? Oh no, he's doing missiles in the sky right here. It's missiles. Is this even randomized?
Ooh, 300 rupees. That could be good for King Zora. So it's always nice to get those whenever possible. Plus, you know, sometimes if you have to go ahead and buy some extra things.
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we have not seen any. We have not seen any of Zora's domain, I believe.
No, we have not yet.
Can we get to Catfish? Are we missing anything for that?
Nope, we've already seen Catfish. It was nothing of use.
Okay. Well, I believe Mary from Catfish puts you right there, right?
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, no one's done it yet because they didn't have enough money to do so. So, it looks like we have Blandation actually going ahead and doing the hook shot up to the top of Tower of Hera.
And he gets it. Very nice.
Oh, that was a very nice, very nicely done. Meanwhile, Maniacal going ahead and farming up a few extra items, which is always nice to have because having those extra power bombs will always, or power bombs, missiles, all that is nice in case you need to do another Crystal Flash. So,
yeah, Blandation finds. Sorry.
Oh no.
Yep.
Just a heart container and it. Okay, no, they aren't going up for that power bomb pack. Never mind.
They're on 25 right now, if I'm reading that right, which is more than you need. Blandation heading for King's Tomb.
Oh, this is interesting. Wonder what it'll have. Oh, that's another coin. We're 2/3 of our coins down. We might have entrance to Meyer. I'm not entirely certain, but he can definitely go check if he wants.
Right, since we did find that flute.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this very well might be a Ped seed still. I mean, actually, what could Ped be? I mean, considering that we need Spiral Coins still, and Turtle Rock is still yeah, I mean, Balmos could Balmos is in okay. Balmos is in wreck ship. Never mind. My mistake.
All right. So all three No, Mr. Bus Driver, boots were at the Crocomire escape in Super Metroid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That being said, it could be Ice Rod. Yeah, it could still be Ice Rod, so... Because heaven knows Ice Rod can still be just about anywhere. And...
I think based on the layout, it could be Fire Rod because we have bombos to get us into ice.
Mm-hmm. I was about to say that too. Could be Fire Rod too, so... Either way, it would need us to do Ped, so... Or it could be Book, which leads us to Ped. If Book is on Ped, then that means that our both rods could be on the whatchamacallit, tablets.
I've never seen Book on Ped before. Varia or Gravity could be on Ped, depending on... Actually, yeah, Varia and Gravity are the only two things we're missing for Super Metroid Go mode.
It's funny, if you actually find the book on the pedestal and read it, it's like, I do believe it says this is Paradox, which is funny.
I haven't seen that reference, but I've heard about it.
Yeah. Definitely hilarious. Either way, Blandation making their way through Thieves Town. So,
Mad Matt, that's what we were just talking about, what the pedestal text is for Book.
Yeah, it's I do believe this is a paradox, if I remember correctly, so.
Alrighty, Maniacal heading to the Meridia Cross Connection, back to the Red Tower. MM2 Ness gonna get his speed booster out of this.
Maniacal actually doing the jump back up from that back from the drop and grabbing his high jump boots, which is, as I said before, and I'll say again, always nice to have a space jump.
Omega Wild, they're logically required, yes, but there's nothing stopping our runners from sequence breaking around them if they want to. I will say, I have seen runners do suitless lower Norfair after coming in from the cross-game portal in Meridia, and it is very... Not Meridia, Mire area. And it is very impressive to watch.
I mean, it is an absolute slog, but I mean, it's definitely not impressive to see. Meanwhile, Maniacal picking up their speed booster, which is, as I said before, always nice. Currently, we've seen 2 of 3 boomerangs. 1 red, 1 green, but we still have yet to see blue. The best boomerang. Yeah, we've yet to see the Mire area, and by extension, desert, so... We do
have access.
We do have access, and we have 2 checks in Mire Shed, plus we can go ahead and grab whatever's on Ledge. I don't think, or I wasn't able to catch it whenever someone looked. And so, I mean, that's 3 items, plus you can probably clear out desert. You can definitely clear out desert now that I think about it, because you have, well...
We also have access to Checkerboard Cave, though.
The only thing that it would stop you from doing, desert, wouldn't that be a fire source? Or am I thinking of a different place? No, you do need a fire source for, back of, desert, that's right.
Yeah, we would need a fire source to get to Landmolas. Yeah, Checkerboard Cave is in that area too. We could also do that.
We can do that.
Alrighty, Yield Fart just took a death to blind. That's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate, but I mean, it is a tough fight. Is it scriptable? Yes. But is it a hard fight? Yes.
Unfortunately, I believe the fact that Yield Fart died is gonna means that it is no longer scripted.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, an MM2 finally being able to go ahead and do that quick kill, so very nice for him.
And I believe that puts us at 3 for 4 on quick kill on restream quick kills so far. Just waiting to see if Yield Fart can manage it too.
I mean, with the skill of these runners, I mean, I would definitely think so. Then again, with how unpredictable that boss can be, I mean, anything goes at this point, so.
Alrighty, Monaco heading over toward wrecked ship. Nation heading north out of Village of Outcasts. Chat points out most of Sula's Meridia is in logic, so other than Dragon, yeah, we could see a Meridia dip sometime soon.
Also, that's interesting. We see a bottle on top of what's it called? On top of
Pumper Ledge.
Yeah, Pumper Ledge. So that could be Sick Kid, which could lead into something. So that means we need to find Cape though, but it's definitely something to keep in mind for right now.
Another arrow pack, and that looked like it was Silver's.
No, Silvers were found earlier, so.
Oh, we did find them.
Mm-hmm. They're somewhere in Metroid.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly where, but I do know that it is there, so.
Looks like Monacle's the only one who found them. Or if anyone else did, the tracker ate the inputs. Oh, Bubble Mountain. Thank you, chat.
There we go, that's right. That's right, it's on the missiles in Bubble Mountain, in the bottom right of it.
Got it.
Meanwhile, Yield is having a little bit of trouble with Blind. I mean, that's fair. If you are more of a Super Metroid runner, it makes sense. If you're having a little bit of trouble with Blind, it is, as I mentioned before, a very hard boss. Especially when you don't have anything like Kenneth Bryan or Cape to keep you safe while you're fighting him.
Yeah, I would think that Blind would be one spot where you'd want at least the red shield, since it will block the spit from the heads.
Meanwhile, 20 rupees on Ice Beam check. You hate to see it. Yeah, it could be that Yield is more of a Metroid gamer. I mean, that's perfectly fine.
I do not know what our on-stream racer specialties are. I have never thought to ask.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting that Bland didn't check that, but I mean, maybe at that point you didn't want to sit there and risk the. Because if I remember correctly, whenever Bland was doing that, he only had an E-Tank and a only one E-Tank, if I remember right. So maybe he was too scared to do hell runs at that point. I might be misremembering, but I do believe that was the case.
Alrighty, MM2 Ness at Crumble Tower. Gotta check this real fast. It's just blueberries. Oh, he might take damage through the door there.
Ooh.
MM2 Ness taking a death. That's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. Deaths in Super Metroid are so much more punishing than the ones in Link to the Past because it removes all of that progression you've had since your last save. and it always hurts all the more.
Fortunately, MM2Ness's last save was right there less than 30 seconds ago, so...
Oh, and it looks like Blendation is going to go ahead and do a fake powder.
Gets it first try, very nice. We know this is emotic because we know that the powder's available, so... But it's just $20.
Doing these hell runs is never a fun idea, so definitely more power to them for being able to do them.
Looks like MM2Ness is going straight back out the croc exit. He just wants those Pegasus boots.
Thankfully, that reserve tank comes in handy if needed, and he can do a. Oh no, he doesn't have enough missiles, so he wouldn't be able to do a Crystal Flash. Though he doesn't. Turns out he doesn't need it, so that's a plus.
He's gonna head right back into Link to the Past.
I wonder if we're ever gonna get a Misery Mire check from any of them. Though it looks like Blendation is actually gonna go ahead and do a Swamp check. That's interesting.
Alrighty, let's see how this pans out.
It's interesting to note that he hasn't done, or Blendation hasn't done any or Misery Mire, so I mean that's 3 checks plus you can possibly figure out what you need for Mire. So like, I don't know. Either way, I mean this is still a good play because it could be just about anything here. I mean, we have Hookshot, we have Flippers. I mean, you can easily do this cave. He doesn't have silvers, even though he could have. So, I mean, that would have been one bundle of eyeballs. Much easier, done much easier, but I mean.
Alrighty, let's see. There are 6 prizes in Swamp.
I wonder if he's gonna do back first, or if he's gonna go ahead and say meh and do all of front first, or West Wing first.
Link to the Past is not really my strong suit. I don't know much about the routing, so I couldn't even begin to hazard a guess.
Essentially, you can either A, do the boss first because you don't need a big key, or B, go ahead and do west side first and just hazard something's there and then immediately turn back around and do the front end. Or if you do the boss first, you can flute or mirror out of the west end. So I mean it's all up to personal preference, honestly.
Gotcha.
Frankly, both take about the same amount of time, so it all depends on what you get. Meanwhile, Maniacal gonna go ahead and do a little bit bowling, and MM2 gonna go ahead and do Barrel Cave. Thankfully, doesn't have to do the Walk of Shame, do those boots.
What was down here? I don't remember. Was it anything?
Tunic.
Oh, right. Red mail. Mail upgrade.
That's always nice to see. Means you're gonna take a lot of less damage. I mean, is it the most Oh, it looks like Blendation's actually gonna go ahead and do back first, or the boss first. So it's definitely interesting.
This is a crystal, I think.
No, it is a... yes, it is a crystal. I do believe it's one of our good crystals, if I remember correctly.
Oh my, I think, if I'm reading the tracker right, you're correct. And Thief Town is the other one, so it's very possible we could have some progression on the Pyramid Fairy.
Plus, you can check what's on Pyramid Fairy. Oh, wait. No, someone already checked that and didn't grab it, so I don't think it's anything important.
There's the big key in the map. Yeah. Oh, Blendation is out of magic from doing the fake powder. That's why he didn't do Diver Down.
That is fair.
But yeah, he's pushing right onto the back to fight Argus, which, as you said, this is a 5/6 crystal, so this is not a bad play. Question then becomes: does he come back for the rest of the prizes?
Michael is actually going ahead and going and doing his getting his hook shot. So it begs the question: is he going to stay in Super Metroid and possibly do some things there, or is he going to go ahead and switch back over to A Link to the Past?
Blendation into the Argus fight, doing spin hookshot strats, doing a very good job here.
I love doing hook shot strats whenever I have like Tempered Sword, because you just have to hold your sword out and mash Y and hope for the best, and you win rather than spin to win.
Alrighty, looks like Maniacal's getting some of the early Super Metroid checks out of the way. That is the last shield upgrade at the Bomb Torizo. Doesn't have to fight Bomb Torizo because the trigger for that fight is having the Morph Ball bombs in your inventory.
Poor lonely Torizo.
Maniacal heading over to Omega Missiles for the screw attack. Nice.
Ooh, that's nice. No one else has gone to that check yet. That's interesting. I wonder if he's gonna head down to Blue Meridia, or if he's gonna go ahead and... I think he's gonna go ahead and do Blue Meridia. He doesn't have Ice Beam, so he could check... Okay, never mind. He could have checked...
Blue Brinstar.
Or Blue Brinstar, yeah, my mistake. Oh, 5 bombs. He could have gone ahead and did that speed booster check that is on that hallway to the or 2/3 of the way down. Oh, looks like they're gonna go ahead and do it. Okay.
Yeah, he is up. Yeah, he probably remembered. Just took him a little bit. Yeah, but yeah, Shaft Super's here.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we have MM2 actually making their way in. Turtle Rock, gonna go ahead and see what's in here.
All right.
Oh,
I do not
wait,
remember.
we have Fire Rod? Where did he get
Where did that happen?
Fire Rod was in Turtle Rock, apparently. Oh, okay.
Oh, first chest. So yeah, he just found it.
Okay. He took a dip, and it was worth it.
Yeah, we were so focused on Maniacal. Okay, but yeah, he's gonna take that. If I'm him, I chase that to Skull Woods.
So it looks like they're gonna go ahead and dip all the way into or take that and go into Super Metroid. So
yeah, actually, looking at the track record, I think Skull Woods is the other 5/6 crystal, because it doesn't look it now that the swamp is lit up for blendation. It doesn't look like 5/6.
Yeah, it might be just the sprite for it looking weird.
And Memtunes takes a refill at the ship, heading up to the gauntlet. This is another set of checks we haven't seen.
I mean, oh, he wasn't the one that grabbed Screw Attack.
Got to be careful here. That acid's going to do 80 damage a second with only the power suit. had no choice but to use power bombs because those smart ball bombs have not shown up.
I mean, then again, it's always good to use that because, let's face it, though he did go ahead and do a short charge, so.
Alrighty, there's our lamp. Okay, so that
puts what, Eastern in logic, it puts that space jump in logic, so as far as I know, they're now completely in logic now.
Give me a sec. I'm trying to track how the logic would shake out here, because that's a miserable place for the lamp to be.
I mean, maybe the game wanted him to grab space jump, or no, screw attack from the missiles.
Screw attack was out of mega missiles, and that's locked by Morph Ball.
Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I wanted him to double check, or double dip into pod, or not pod, Mullet Mansion. No, that is pod.
Yeah.
What am I talking about? Also,
so
all rise for the Swag Duck National Anthem.
Maddie Walker confirming that we were in fact correct the first time. Swamp was the other 5-6. Landation got the big bomb. He's taking it up to the pyramid.
You may be seated.
Yeah, Scooby was saying you don't need much to check Gauntlet. Like, you can wall jumping up there can be expected by the hard logic. Yeah, we would have needed screw attack, speed booster, or more ball and bombs.
Also, shoutouts to MM2 for doing a swag mock ball because you didn't need to do it. Also, it looks like Pyramid Fairy didn't have much, so that's a shame.
All right, MM2, let's get in our first look into Green Brinstar. We have not seen this yet. We didn't see a lot of typical early game stuff because of how early we had that Dark World access.
That is true. Considering how many people don't have Screw Attack yet, definitely. Of course, it makes you wonder, are we going to find anything on, like, Billy Mays? Or are we going to have anything else? Anywhere? We don't know.
This is... Right about now, and with what MM2 Ness is doing, this is going to be the time we'll find out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it looks like Maniacal's finally going to go ahead and give us our first look into Misery Mire. And with all 3 coins, I mean, we're set for going into there, if we so desire.
And Maniacal, I believe Maniacal is one of the runners that is good enough that he could do suitless lower Norfair. And we can check that. We can at least check the screw attack Jojo. That's in logic. But I believe Maniacal is good enough at this that he could do that suitless lower Norfair.
Either way, it's going to be a check on Checkerboard Cave here in just a second.
Didn't see what Checkerboard was. Ooh, half magic on the desert ledge. Very nice.
Oh, definitely. That's always nice for having during the Ganon fight, You don't have to worry about running out of magic halfway. Especially if you mess up Torch Glitch. I mean, heavens forbid. Oh, and looks like Boots did lock Desert, so that's interesting to note. Croc was required.
Yeah, the escape chest isn't technically part of Croc. You don't have to do Croc to get to that.
Is there another way to get it?
Yeah, you just do what MM2 Ness did. Go head to the super door right above Croc and then just go up and out.
That is fair. Either way, I mean... Oh, wait, they can get through. Never mind. Of course, that means if... since Meyer is required, if they don't go for Flute, that means they'll have to go through Gold Torizo and get Screw Attack check just to go ahead and... Oh! That's Gravity Suit, baby!
Indeed it is. MM2 Ness is now checking Waterway back here.
Wait.
Why wouldn't you just get Gravity Suit? That makes this completely free.
He wants to do the swag thing of doing a Shine Spark here.
And Blindation doesn't realize he has no bottles.
I will say that MM2 doing it for the swag strat, I mean, you gotta give it to him. That was pretty swag. Yeah, Flute is not required. You just have to go through Gold Torizo just to get into the Meyer area, which, albeit slow, I mean, negates the need for you to go to Croc. So, well, yeah, technically you don't need it. I mean, you don't want to.
It looks like Blendation's heading for the Catfish, and through that, the Waterfall of Wishing in King Zora's domain.
MM2 just doing all the swag strats by jumping through the wall and just... That's impressive.
Alrighty, MM2 Ness into Retro Brain. Got to be careful because the damage reduction on the Gravity Suit is not as high in the combo window as it is in vanilla. So
it reduces. Rather than enemies, it reduces environmental damage by half. Varia reduces enemy damage by half. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how that broke down when Total made that change to the combo.
I do believe that is how they did it. I know one of them does environmental and one does enemies, so yeah. Oh, and looks like we're gonna have a Billy Mays check here in a second.
And King Zora's got a big piece of love.
Mm-hmm. Nope. Looks like Billy Mays just says, "Oh wait, here's more. Have 2 missiles for the price of 1."
Right, Blendation is following Maniacal into the Meyer area.
Meanwhile, Ye Olde is actually going to go ahead and follow in MM2's footsteps and go ahead and check into Green Brinstar. Gonna have a much easier time about it too with that Screw Attack, so.
Fortnalist, Screw Attack was at Omega Missiles.
Mm-hmm.
Already, Blendation is dipping over to getting his Agina check in. Looks like he never did that. Maniacal doing dark rooms in Meyer because he hasn't been to Gauntlet to find that lamp. Yeah, Supers.
Oh,
Supers
MM2 deciding not
arrow.
to grab the single arrow. That's a shame. Alright guys, but we are an hour and 30 minutes in. If you haven't already, make sure you stay hydrated, drink some water. Definitely keep yourself hydrated because us here at Speed Gaming do advocate a healthy lifestyle of drinking plenty of H2O. Because although it is nice to be caught up in these races, it's also always nice to be adequately hydrated.
Alrighty, Maniacal is through the dark rooms and heading on up to Vitreous. And with those silver arrows, Vitreous is a joke. 1 arrow into each little eye, and then 2 into the big eye. You'll fart over at Mission Impossible. Which is just missiles. We are still no closer to knowing where that Varia suit is, and that's our last piece of Super Metroid Go. All right, so that's going to be Varia suit and Ice Rod for logical go mode. Portalist, our trackers are doing what they can. Like, sometimes the tracker likes to eat inputs. There's nothing they can do about that. Alrighty, Plantation heading down out of the Gauntlet area. Vanilla Energy Tank at Terminator. MM2 Nest getting some light overworld checks in. Guild Far trying to set up a super missile kind of a clip here. If you position yourself right, that super missile will break a block off screen before it can despawn, and that's how you get Spore Swan's item without actually fighting him. Alright, MM2 Nest gonna go check. Go check the map, blendation into
I am back.
Alrighty, I don't think you haven't really missed anything.
Oh, it looks like Yold is actually going to go ahead and are we going to see a Spore Spawn skip?
We've already seen it from someone, but I can't remember who.
Oh, was there anything important there?
I think it was just super missiles.
Ah. I mean, is this even randomized at this point?
I know, right?
In any case, it's still a very nice seed so far. A lot of divergence, a lot of runners going every which way, you know.
Oh. Maniacal's in the swamp, and I don't remember if Blindation came back and finished clearing it after he beat Argus. You need to go yield far. You're too far forward. You gotta back it up.
Oh, there it goes.
Or I'm wrong. I guess there's multiple positions that actually work. Didn't realize that.
There are quite a few different ones that work.
Alrighty, looks like Maniacal preparing for Diver Down. Now, Link starting to swim is linked to the splash animation, which in turn is linked to using the stairs to jump into the water. So if you glitch into the wall there, you can use a regular jump down ledge transition and with no splash, and therefore you don't start swimming.
Well, it looks like we have a moth fight on our hands, so let's go ahead and see if MM2 is able to take out the big, scary moth. Now,
this fight is sorry.
Big thing to note with fighting moth, we don't have any runners who found any more swords, but Gold Sword actually doesn't work against moth in the base game. So what the developers did is made it into the same damage as a red sword or tempered sword. So a little fun fact for you guys.
Reason being that the spikes and the gold sword are the same damage class, and since Mothula doesn't take damage from the spikes, there's just that unfortunate interaction there.
Mm-hmm. Though that means that original spinning gold sword would do quite a bit more damage.
Blendation going for another super missile clip here, trying to fire it in such a way that it passes through that gate without interacting with it. That's another trick that can be expected by the hard logic.
Though Maniacal actually successfully doing the diver down, which is always nice.
Going for diver down a second time after going back upstairs to check the big chest. All right, so Striker Scrupulous saying Varia Dragon. So if anyone's capable of it, why don't we do a channel point prediction game? Will our first runner to go mode find it in Super Metroid or Link to the Past? I don't know how to set that up, so
My question is, where are our other two swords?
that's a very good point. We have not seen. We have only seen those two so far.
And it looks like Blandation is about to go ahead and do his their check into Billy Mays room and all connecting rooms of the like. I mean, considering that we're on our second row of E-tanks, I mean, the seed could very well want us to do some hella runs into lower Norfair, so...
The logic never expects lower Norfair hell runs.
Never mind.
I mean,
I'm thinking of other.
Yeah, I mean we can do it. There's nothing stopping our runners, but it's not expected.
Either way, looks like Blandation is about to do a very explosive Billy Mays room. Oh, and it looks like Yield is about to go ahead and do their, Oh, it looks like they missed it. So it looks like we have some DLC for Kraid. My mistake. I almost called him Crocomire. Oops.
Yeah, so 3 for 4 on the quick kill on stream.
Now, don't get me wrong. That quick kill is actually pretty difficult to do. Takes quite a bit of practice, so... either way, it's still impressive that they were able to at least, it looks like they were a few inputs off, but it's still very impressive that they were still able to accomplish that much with it, so... Shouts to them. Yes, A Link to the Past is very much completable at this point. So... yeah. It's just, at this point, if I were a runner, I would very much want one more sword, because doing, albeit with silvers, doing Ganon with only Master Sword is always a pain, no matter what else you have. Meanwhile, Blandation going and throwing supers at that single arrow. Yeah, we do need Ice Rod, that is fair. I was referring to sword-wise with Ganon. So, yeah.
Okay, well, this has been we've been mostly crisscrossing checks in the background. I looked into the whole channel point predictions. I think we need a moderator on the channel to do it.
So, if a mod wants to do a channel point prediction, if we're gonna have find very suit in oh, apparently it isn't working. That's a shame. Oh well.
All right, Scoop. All right, trackers. Good to know.
In any case, let's go ahead and see what we have over here. Because it looks like we're going to have a suitless Meridia by Nigel. It's not needed! Go back! The way you came!
This is another one of those things that's slow as heck, but it's really impressive to watch.
Mm-hmm. I would definitely second that one. It's just a shame that we know exactly where the suit is, so it's not needed. And it's just... it hurts.
Maniacal's showing us how it's done. Gotta stay above the water here, otherwise bad things will happen.
Mm-hmm. Thankfully, with both high jump, screw attack, and space jump, I mean, you have no chance of that happening. Also, Ye Old going ahead and doing some hell runs.
Yeah, I didn't see what Maniacal just got out of precious missiles. I was looking at chat.
It was missiles.
Okay.
No,
yeah, Maniacal into the Dragon fight. Breaking the turrets open so they don't troll him during the fight. Also possibly for fried shrimp.
I don't know about you, but I personally enjoy me some fried shrimp. Not as much as microwave shrimp, mind you, but definitely some fried shrimp is nice.
Unfortunately, the microwave is not an option, as we have not seen either the X-ray scope, and we also have not seen plasma.
Mm-hmm. That is a shame.
And to put it as quickly as I can, for anyone who might not know in chat, the microwave beam is like the Yellow Devil pause trick from Mega Man 1. fire a plasma beam shot, stop time with the X-ray scope, and invulnerability timers will continue running. Ooh, Maniacal's really low on health.
He has spare.
Okay,
he has spare with the.
Okay, yeah, he had two full. Okay, he had 2 full reserves, but if he had any less energy, that would if he'd only had one, he barely made that.
All right. I think Maniacal's betting on having the
Alrighty, Maniacal looks like he's gonna have to go for grapple unmorph shenanigans. Oh no, he's just going for the spring ball jump. Among other things, it looks like.
Again, why I say the spring ball is by far the best. Best.
Oh no, yeah, it is the
item
grapple jump he's going for.
He has to be careful there because.
Oh. Gotta do a crystal flash and refill.
Those crystal flashes are so useful. He has one more crystal flash if he needs to, so.
And these attempts are taking up a lot of energy, so he's gonna have to get this pretty quick.
Mm-hmm. He has one more crystal flash if needed, so. Though it looks like they made it through, or Maniacal is able to get through just fine, so that's good. Meanwhile,
MM2 is also fighting Dragon.
And doing the strats of doing a Shine Spark through him.
Spring ball jump strats by Maniacal here, because for some reason if you jump morph in midair and turn on the spring ball, it gives you a second jump. I don't know why it does that.
Coding shenanigans. Presumably. Oh,
coding shenanigans. Also the reason this randomizer works in the first place.
Yep. Looks like MM2 was going for a spike suit, but wasn't quite able to get it, unfortunately.
Maniacal gonna take the energy recharge in this room. Absolutely a good call.
Mm-hmm. Though it looks like Ye Olde is actually farming for something. I'm not sure what, though.
Alrighty, let's see where Maniacal goes from here. He's gonna head back to the front. He's gonna head to the front of Meridia here.
Oh, and there's Ice Beam or Ice Rod. Oh.
Alrighty, so then our no mode item is going to be the Various suit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, could that be on Ped? That could be on Ped.
Absolutely, it could.
Ped is not dead, guys. Ped is not dead.
I believe, all else being equal, any Super Metroid item can be on Ped.
That is true. Though, thinking about it, oh, and there's our third sword.
Maniacal looks like he's trying to set up the snail clip to get to the 2 items here in Aqueduct. That is another trick that can be expected by the hard logic.
I mean, technically it's not required in this case because we know where both gravity and speed booster are. So
right.
He's just making it harder on himself, honestly. It is impressive to do nonetheless. Like, these runners are very impressive. I mean, MM2 doing some magic with what they have right now. So.
Oh, Tarthoran says we missed it. Varia was in right sandpit. That's no mode for us.
Okay, so yes, Ped is dead, guys. Ped is officially dead.
And you know what? I think that's go mode for MM2 Ness.
That would be go mode for MM2 Ness, yes.
That's our first go mode at 1 hour 48 or so.
Oh, did MM2 get that yet? I don't think MM2 picked up flute. Yeah, MM2 did not pick up flute, so well, technically they can go ahead and do that, or they can go ahead and
Yeah, he doesn't need flute to get to Meyer. He can backdoor it through lower door fair.
Which, albeit is extremely slow, he can still do.
I wouldn't say it's slow.
I mean, you still have to do Golden Chorizo, is the thing.
No,
and you don't want to do
there's
Golden
a gate
Chorizo.
glitch.
I mean, that is fair.
And again, the gate glitch is another trick that can be expected by the hard logic.
So technically, yes, we are in no mode, we are in go mode, so.
Alrighty, MM2 Ness gets his silver arrows.
Oh no, Maniacal is gonna go check Shack Tool. Oh no!
Shack Tool. Oh gee. Let's see how he does this. Can he? Looks like he's trying for a continuous wall jump. Oh, that was so close! I've actually never seen this style of check. Never seen it done like this.
Oh, and Blandation doesn't have silvers. Oh. Oh, that's a shame. So, half our runners are going to have a tough time getting through Ganon because they didn't check the bottom right check in Bubble Mountain. A simple check that just... Oh, and hit by one of those beams of lightning. That's always rough.
Yeah, Blendation's absolutely going to go right back in because that's a crystal you got to get.
Meanwhile, MM2 gonna go ahead and do the worst room in the game, so. Aptly named because it is quite literally the worst room in the game.
Actually, that was not worst room.
Oh no, I was wrong. They're going the other way. Because they need to go and do, they need to go check Meyer. And they don't have flute.
Screw Attack Jozo is just missiles. Then we've got Gold Torizo off to the left, but there's really nothing that can be there anymore, so...
I mean, it could be something, but nothing that our runner's gonna check.
Nothing important is what I meant.
I mean, it could be another sword.
That's fair.
Swords are important. Especially if you don't want to do Master Sword Ganon.
And I also believe I called a little early. We might actually no.
It isn't go mode. It isn't go mode. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're still waiting. We're still hoping for more beams, but it's not mandatory because we do have charge.
We have charge and ice, so I mean, we're all set. Plus, with all the ammo we've gotten during this seed, I mean, we're set.
Charge and ice for a wonderful 90 damage per charge shot.
Beefy damage. I mean, kinda, sorta. Not really. Either way, I much prefer missiles to having to deal with charge shot.
Alrighty, there's our last sword at the beach.
Okay, well, that's all 4 swords. Looks like Maniacal is gonna have a I guarantee you we're gonna see something along the lines of power bomb or super missile fired at that gravity suit once he finds it. Maniacal, I mean.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, if I'm him in that, if it's me in that situation and I see the gravity suit where I see it, I'm gonna be tilted to the point of being perpendicular.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it could be any type of beam on there. It could be just something along those lines. Either way, it's still good to know that this seed, albeit quite odd, still gave us enough information to know that it's or go mode at what, before 2 hours? Usually, you're expecting a 3-hour plus seed, so.
Yeah, well before 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Turok does have first chest for go mode, so. Wait, but NES has Fire Rod, so he is in go mode. He's done it. He did a fake powder to get a fairy. That is beautiful right there. Oh. MM2 just playing this game like a fiddle. Oh, and there's his boss key. Oh, meanwhile, looks like Maniacal ended up accidentally dying somewhere, so he has to go ahead and regrab his Suit, regrab his sword. And that is such a shame. MM2 accidentally forgetting to or accidentally scrolling down the screen a little bit too much, so they had to go ahead and redo that block. In any case, Blandation going ahead and getting everything ready for their Dragon fight. That's the name. Alright, well, with that being said, looks like Maniacal is getting ready to go ahead and do Shack Tool, so we'll be able to see what's on Shack Tool at least. Oh, wait, they have... Thankfully, they have some extra reserve tanks, otherwise Eold would have been seeing the ghost.
You have to be very careful with reserve tanks when you let them auto-fill in heated rooms, because you're still taking damage as they're filling you. It's about 30 per full tank.
I wonder what's behind Shack Tool at this point. I hope it's something good.
The best thing it could really be would be Plasma Beam, I think.
I mean, it could be Plasma, could be Wave, could be Spazer even. Any type of beam upgrade is nice, so...
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, reset after falling to... Just power bombs. Oh. Oof, that's always rough to see.
Yeah, that feels bad.
That does. Maniacal has to be careful here, because he can do a spring ball jump to get out. Thankfully,
yeah,
and it looks like
that's
that's what they're gonna do. And gets out quite nicely. Like, that is not an easy jump by any means. So, especially with doing suitless Meridia. Like, although this is technically quote-unquote wasting time, it's still a fantastic display of skill by Maniacal to do this.
Absolutely. Yeah, any kind of suitless activity in Super Metroid is really impressive to watch for me. And there's our Morphball bombs at the Aqueduct.
Finally, after we've had one runner in Go mode, we finally find our bombs. That's always interesting to see. Alright. Two hours in, and we still have yet to have anyone finish, but even so, with how this seed is going, I mean, no wonder. I mean, with the skill of these runners so far, and just this seed being all sorts of, like, just awful and troll, it's definitely something. Oh, and there's our cape. Oh, and Blindation accidentally falling. I wonder if he's gonna go grab that cape and then immediately check Bottle, or check Sick Kid, because they don't know that Bottle, or that Fire Rod is in TR. So, because that is by far one of the trolliest places for Fire Rod.
Yeah, so that early check paying dividends for MM2.
You do not need bombs to enter Go mode, to answer chat. So with enough power bombs, you can definitely get through it, especially with Spring Ball. I mean, anytime you need bombs, you can either Spring Ball your way over it, or you can Power Bomb your way through, so, yeah. And the fastest anyone's done one of these, I mean, it honestly depends. I mean, with a seed like this, I mean, it can go really fast, as we've seen with MM2, where it's like 2 hours, you know, you're almost done. You know, you're just finishing up your last couple of checks. Or, I mean, it could be, you know, you're going all the wrong places, thinking, oh, hey, this is the best place for me to route, and then, you know, you constantly just go in the wrong places. The fastest, though, it depends. I think, like, 2 hours is typically around Jet Seed, if you're thinking. Oh, there's a bottle. I mean, Sick Kid's in Logic now. Where was I saying? Yeah, I'm not sure about the oh, there we go. 2:09:15 by Aussie.
Yeah, typical seed length is, I would say, 2 hours 45 to 3 hours 45.
Yeah, 3 hours 45 is typically what you're gonna expect. Longer if you're new to this, so.
Now, that having been said, though, the fact that these races go as long as they do, and we commonly have runners finishing within minutes, if not seconds of each other, always surprises me.
Mm-hmm. Either way, it looks like we have 2 runners about to go fight Big ol' Ridley.
Maniacal wall jumping up here does a very good job of it. Very clean.
It always amazes me whenever runners are able to do that. I think Maniacal's gonna be able to do a suitless, or I wonder if Maniacal's even gonna pick up Gravity Suit. Considering that he already did Meridia.
Yeah, at this point he doesn't need it. He might not even get there.
That is true. All things considered, all you need to do is go grab and there Maniacal's doing worst room in the game. There we are.
And he's got had everything he needed to make it an absolute joke.
Mm-hmm. Though it looks like MM2 is going to go ahead and fight Ridley. So far, pumping plenty of super missiles into him. Fun fact, though, Ridley is the only boss that power bombs do damage. If I remember right, he's the only one that power bombs do damage to, or takes damage from power bombs. I know he takes double damage from them, but
technically Crocomire takes damage from power bombs, but you don't want to do that because if you do, he'll bull rush you.
In any case, that is 4 bosses down. All we have are 2 more, and MM2 is done. Of course, leaving off Mother Brain and Ganon, of course.
Yeah, so that's Eastern, Turtle Rock, and then both endgames is all that's left for him. Yeah, I think I'm safe to say at this point among the restream, this is MM2's race to lose.
Oh, definitely. I mean, he's in go mode. The only thing he doesn't have is flute, but even then, he doesn't even need to go back there. So, I mean, the only thing he loses out on is a harder time getting up to TR. What are you doing, MM2? You have Spring Ball. Use it.
Yeah, Tarthorin is absolutely correct. That Turtle Rock dip paid out big for MM2 Ness.
Ooh, that energy refill on that E-Tank is nice.
Yeah, conveniently placed energy tanks are one of the best, or one of the nicest feelings you can get doing a randomizer like this.
Mm-hmm. That is definitely true.
An interesting note about Ridley here, as Maniacal's fighting him, he actually takes double damage from super missiles the same way Phantoon does. He has 18,000 health, and those a standard super does 300, so that double that to 600, you need 30 supers to kill Ridley.
Also, we found some plasma beam. All we have is wave, and then we have a full set of beams to go.
Well, technically we haven't found Spacer, but point taken.
Who cares about Spacer when you have plasma?
Yeah, MM2 Nuts must have found that at the Hoda Ruby special. I wasn't looking.
MM2 hates Spring Ball, then we would not get along.
Well, regardless though, that charged plasma ice is 600 damage a shot versus Mother Brain. The only reason that the super missiles would be better DPS in that case is because they fire faster.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, so let's see how MM2 Ness is gonna route his endgame here.
Oh, Blandation is gonna go do Shactyl 2, probably looking for that fire rod. Oh. I'll get
Shaq more like Shaq 2.
Oof. Has MM2 done Eastern yet? He has done Eastern. Okay, Turtle Rock is his last dungeon. Okay.
Oh, Tracker must have ate the inputs again.
That tracker really does love to eat inputs. I don't know if anyone else has messed with it, but it is not an easy thing to do. So shoutouts to our trackers for being there and doing magic work with that tracker.
Indeed,
So,
that is Scupula and Mad Ewok Herd doing their best on tracking.
oh, okay. I not gonna lie, I thought it was made walk herd. I was like, what is a walk herd? And how do you make one?
I made that mistake too for quite a while.
Oh. Oh, okay. Yield is actually gonna go ahead and just reset, so. We want more Shack Tool. Can we get a randomizer to have a setting where it puts in multiple Shack Tools?
Dude, no. No.
Come on, it'll be fun though. Though Maniacal picking up their plasma beam, I'm sure they'll be happy to see that. Not 100% happy about it, but I mean, it's always nice to see, nonetheless.
Alrighty, Mad MM2 Nets, it looks like he's still on Master Sword. Meanwhile, Maniacal is on Master Sword too. I thought we had two runners pick up Tempered.
Maniacal picked up Tempered, but then ended up dying. Or resetting because they got stuck in a sandpit.
Oh.
And then, let me see. And I think, and Blendation is the other one that picked up Tempered, so.
But it looks like we're gonna have at least one Master Sword Ganon fight.
Well, with how MM2 is gonna go, yeah, we're definitely gonna have at least one. Because I doubt they're gonna go and pick up the other swords at this point. So.
Yeah, MM2 is gonna finish up what's it? Turtle Rock, and then go right to Ganon's Tower.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about you, but I actually prefer finishing Metroid first compared to doing Link to the Past.
What's your rationale for that?
Because, with Metroid, you have to go through all that escape. Meanwhile, A Link to the Past, you can just go and up the stairs and you're done.
My argument in favor of doing Link to the Past first is that once you beat Ganon, you respawn at the top of the tower, top of the pyramid. You can just save and quit, and then hard reset to get right back to the ship.
That is also true.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is overwhelmingly more common for runners to beat Link to the Past first, and I think it's for that reason.
And I think you are absolutely right at that, or about that. So.
I remember Tudet's playing chicken with the roller there.
Meanwhile, Maniacal actually picking up their butter sword.
Creamy, delicious golden butter.
Mm-hmm.
Blendation is actually fighting Gold Torizo, going for positioning. Yeah, there we go. That's the sweet spot. He is. Gold Torizo cannot hurt him in that spot.
Butter sword fries up pigs really nicely.
Yeah. Meantime, the Showcase Showdown item, Gold Torizo missiles, was just a heart piece. And speaking for myself, that's my personal favorite troll location.
That is a very nice troll location, I will admit.
Anyone who might not know, there's a logic catch in the original Super Metroid. The Chozo that lets you through to get to that item will not function if you don't have the space jump. which because there is no sprite for having screw attack without also having space jump. So I call him the picky Chozo for that reason. Yeah, MM2 Ness looks like he full clear Turtle Rock, probably hoping to find another sword.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he's looking for. Is he's looking for that second sword while he's on his way, possibly Wave Beam as well. Because so long as he gets both of those, then I mean, he's set. Or either one of those, he's set. So I think either one at this point would be what he's looking for.
Right now, I'm gonna call this a little early because of the short travel time to gain his tower. But there are 22 locations where that big key can be. So get your guesses in chat now. Yeah, you go first.
My guess is 13 rando room top right chest, because it's typically where you're gonna find your 13th check.
I'm gonna go with what I always go with. 4 always wins.
4 always wins. Sounds good to me. Let's see who. And we have a couple of checks or guesses in this, so let's go ahead and see what we get. Meanwhile, Trinex giving MM2 quite a bit of trouble. Though with that half magic, you know, it's not too bad.
You have to be careful of the ice on the floor while he fights Trinex's snake form.
That is true. I'm surprised we don't see any hammer strats, considering that hammer does tempered sword damage. Oh, and that is a dead Trinex.
There we go. That is 7 crystals for MM2 Nest cartridge.
Oh, Maniacal almost found gravity.
Yeah, this is absolutely a fire rod hunt for Maniacal now. That's his go mode.
Unfortunately, with them being in no mode, I'm pretty sure that's where everyone is at right at this point. Is everyone's looking for fire rod at this point, even though it's sitting there waiting for them in the very place they don't want to go. Maniacal hates waterway. Alright, and we see Blandation going and pumping Ridley full of missiles. He has, what, 110? 115? Something like that. Either way, that's quite a few missiles for Ridley at this point.
I see 110, I believe. Alright, we're going left side first.
Oh, interesting. That means there's one.
And not doing Hope Room first. That's a little unusual in considering recent meta. I think that's unusual.
I mean, that's typically what people do. So, I mean, there's quite a few strats to do it. So, there's 3, 4, a lot of keys. Oh, there's Wave Beam. There's that for him. And that is 5, 6. Oh,
already. It looks like he's going to mirror and now do full right. Is that? I think that's the Dark Magician route. I think that's called.
I think you got it backwards. I think Dark Magician is doing the right 2 checks and then left.
Okay.
That's 7.
Yeah, but it does look like Maniacal did finally find his gravity suit.
Either way, it's still just a major pain to finally see it all the way over there. It's just like, oh, no.
Ooh, MM2 Nets misses the 1 cycle torches, so he's going to have to go back up here.
Ugh. I hate when that happens. That's always just a major pain.
There we go.
Alright. I used to think you'd have to throw bombs over there and time them right, but I have since been proven wrong.
Now, this is the compass room, right?
This is big key room. Or, I think. Yeah, it's big key room. Alright. That's,
I believe that was 6 through 9.
No, we had 7. So, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, I do believe, is what we've had so far.
So, we had Torch in the 4-item room. That was 1 through 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah.
11, yeah. Yeah, so let's see what we get over here. Here's 12. Oh, it was 12. Let's
Big key at number 12. See, did anyone guess that?
let's see here. No, but the closest was Pez Neater at 13. Since I wasn't in Rando Room, he would be the next closest one, so. GG's to you.
Yeah, Tarthorn with 11 was also one off, so are we doing Price is Right rules?
I'd say Price is Right rules, so. So, congratulations, you've won a unlimited supply of A Link to the Past Super Metroid 3, or A Link to the Past Super Metroid Randomizer seeds at samus.link. Feel free to claim yours at any time. Please note that you do have to supply your own legally required ROMs of A Link to the Past and Super Metroid.
Alrighty, so let's see here.
Oof.
Blendation is doing... Ooh, MM2 does take the death.
That is rough. Thankfully, with the amount of lead he has on the restream, I mean, that is very impressive. That is still quite a bit of free time that he does have left to make up for any mistakes that he does make.
So the question now becomes, when does our next restream runner get to Turtle Rock?
Ooh, that is a question. We have to keep in mind that a lot of our runners still haven't done all of our, Blandation hasn't done Swamp, and Turtle Rock, so they're probably gonna go ahead and do Swamp first, or Goldwoods. Sorry, not Swamp. I see SW and I immediately think, oh, Swamp.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Meanwhile, Yeold is going back and fighting Blind again. I think this time he's got it. 2, one more hit, and he got it. Nice.
Already.
Oh, and it looks like MM2 is actually going to go ahead and head into Fairy Room. Oh, he found the Swagnet. I wonder if he's going to go for any Swaganim strats. Oh, and it looks like Blandation is actually going to get his golden butter sword. Great for frying up any pigs. Oh, and it looks like MM2 actually switched off his silvers for that because less lag.
Interesting little strat there.
Oh yeah, it's
Now
definitely interesting.
And now into the 4-4 gauntlet. Spike, conveyor floors, BMOSs, enemies. Somebody who just wanted to make our players suffer when they designed this gauntlet.
Mm-hmm. I would say that was totally an intentional damage boost, you know? Absolutely. Meanwhile, Blandation picking up their silvers. Oh, it looks like unfortunately MM2 accidentally missed their first silver throw at the landmill.
Still gets that first one, gets the second cycle on the first one immediately though, so good recovery.
Definitely.
The MM2 now is going to write a book here called The Wizrobe Massacres. Or not.
Unfortunately misses the triple kill on the Wizrobes. Thankfully those only take one hit to die.
And now for the Wizrobe Massacres 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh. Alright. Interesting using falling strats for that. Meanwhile, Blendation about to go ahead and check their ice beam check, only to find disappointment.
Alrighty, MM2 Nest is, I believe, 3 or 4 rooms away from Moldorm 2.
Meanwhile, MM2 still looking for that final sword upgrade that he will never find. Oh, he got hit. He got hit by the this
Bunny Beam.
bunny beam.
Alrighty, looks like MM2 is going to go for hammer strats on Moldorm 2.
I mean, I don't see why not. Hammer does more damage, and it saves you a lot more time against Moldorm, especially considering Moldorm 2 is very much the biggest troll dorm.
And that's why he just took a fall.
Truly the worst boss in this game. Just go for spin strats. It'll do the same damage.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. The fact that he did hammer instead of spin, that was what caught me off guard.
Oh, just a missile in the Moldorm chest. You'd be surprised at how many runners don't do that chest. Which is surprising because if you die later on to Aga, or any of these other areas up here, that chest will remain opened, and so... Yeah, I don't think he checked Hookshot Cave. He didn't grab the one off of the Bubble Mountain room. So, yeah, he hasn't checked quite a few of these. One... That counted as one, unfortunately, because both of them hit him at almost the same exact time. Oh.
Meantime, Blendation found the Book of Budora in Spike Cave.
Well, now we have literacy. 2-1. Okay, I guess it was 2-2-2. 2202 specifically.
Well done.
I wonder how many runners are going to go and think it's a ped seed.
I wouldn't be surprised if we have at least one of them on the restream thinking it.
I mean, given that you don't, or I would at least have one or two, or I would at least go and check. Oh, it's just a red rupee on the pyramid. Oh, it looks like, oh, that's right. There is a fairy in that tree. So, easy health refill.
Alrighty, into the Ganon fight.
Oh, it looks like I think Bland is going to go check bottle and then head up to, Sorry, I was reading what Ganon was saying. I think Bland is going to go check, head.
Alrighty, MM2 Nest going for mandatory spins because only Master Sword. 12 for Phase 1, 12 for Phase 2, 4 for Phase 3, and then stun Ganon with a spin on Phase 4 and 4 silver arrows while stunned.
In any case, I don't think he has the cape. I don't think anyone has the cape right now, actually, now that I think about it. Oh, he's on to phase 2.
It was found somewhere, but I can't remember where.
It's the same place that it's right or same place that one of the swords is. Right sandpit, if I remember right.
Oh no, left sandpit, because right sandpit was Varia.
That's right. Using hookshot strats to dodge the bats, so.
Ganon just not cooperating at all.
Ganon just is a very unhappy pig. Oh,
There we
that
are,
is phase 3. Oop, accidentally poking him instead of Spanish slushing him. You always hate to do it. How many warps is Ganon gonna do?
Ganon just being a dick at this point.
Ooh. By the love of Hylia, please. And he is getting torch glitch, so that is good. That means the right torch will never go out.
Oh. Ooh. Gotta be careful.
Oh, he does have a fairy in a bottle, so that is a plus.
Okay, sigh of relief.
There's 2. There's 3. And there is a dead pig. Let's get 1 G in chat for MM2.
Just have to be careful not to fall off the bridge, which somehow is possible.
It is. I've heard some people accidentally doing it, and it is not fun for them, and I feel so bad. Thankfully, at this point, all he has to do is beat the big brain, and then we have a winner is you, MM2. I'm not sure what that skin is though, because
I think it's just a recolor.
I mean, with just the white suit. I mean, I'm thinking, oh hey, light suit from. Oh. Did you not refill his stuff at the ship?
Why would he need to?
I mean, supers? Missiles from, missiles for Mother Brain 1?
He'll get plenty of those killing the Metroids, and even if he doesn't, there's a missile refill there he can take.
That's fair. That is fair. He turned off Spring Ball. Okay. Meanwhile, Blandation finally killing Fantoon with charged plasma. So there's that.
Oh, there we go. Maniacal finally dipped Turtle Rock
and got his fire rod and is in go mode at 2 hours 32 minutes. Oh.
Yeah, Maniacal is gonna have Turtle Rock, Skull Woods, and then the Endgames.
Oh, looks like he already has 100 missiles. So. What?
Necroramza. Generally, if you have go mode for both games, you want to finish Link to the Past first. What happens when you finish that is that you'll spawn back at the top of the pyramid, and then you can save and quit, and then hard reset to respawn back at the ship in Super Metroid. If you beat Mother Brain first, you do still have to go through most of the escape. It just there's just no timer, and it's not, and it turns back to normal when you get to the old Thorian escape shaft.
You still have the rainbow beam though, so yeah. If you want to do a last couple of checks in Super Metroid, I mean, you can at that point. So, as to what adverse effects that causes, I don't know. I just know that that is something you can't keep in mind. My question is, are we going to see escape? And are we going to see stand-up glitch?
MM2 absolutely has the equipment and the health to do it, so going for baby skip. Yeah, got it orbiting around him, that's good. Almost. 2 more. 1 more. Got it!
Yeah! Thankfully, he didn't get caught by baby, so he doesn't have to worry about being he doesn't have to worry about being slowed until his save point, so that's a plus. That's a good question. I can't remember.
Matt, yes, you can, but you generally won't have any left because the rainbow beam drains those when Mother Brain hits you.
Meanwhile, MM2 having fun with it by sitting on the glass. He's just having fun with this. Meanwhile, it looks like Yold is actually going through Gauntlet. Thankfully, having a much easier time due to that Bark or Screw Attack.
You know, Mother Brain has 18,000 health, and with MM2 Ness's fully stacked beam, Ice Wave Plasma, and Charge, that's 900 damage a shot, which just barely would out-damage ammo and super missiles for DPS.
Oh, and it looks like we do have a stand-up glitch in progress.
Now, Samus's sprite will glitch out a little bit when the game tries to stick you down for the cutscene. Right there. And there'll be one more point where the game tries to do it. You just have to be in the air, or there's a way to escape being stuck with the X-ray scope, but we don't have that, so you just have to be in the air at the right time, and then you can start doing damage for Mother Brain's third form, which has 36,000 health.
That is hilarious. Shacktool is apparently immune to Hyper Beam. Oh, that is hilarious. 4.
Yeah, MM2 also has to be careful here that when the Metroid finishes refilling him, it stops in a position where Mother Brain can damage it, because that's another way to soft lock this fight.
Rest in peace, baby.
Alright, now let's see how far MM2 pushes this.
Meanwhile, it looks like Blandation is going bowling, and oh, just a foul. That's a shame.
That was
2 hits.
That was as close as it possibly could have been. MM2 Ness nearly crashed their game.
Again, showing that MM2 Ness is literally just having fun with this, just toying around with Super Metroid. Question is, will we see him save the animals?
Nekorunda, if you have a beam on screen when you get Rainbow, it crashes. In the meantime, Maniacal is up to the Trinex fight. Yield Fart is heading to Retro Bryn, and Blandation is heading out of Wreck Ship.
Ooh, very nice. He got the what you call it? All right. Well, looks like we have MM2 finishing in second place with a race time of 2 hours, 38 minutes, and 42 seconds. So
Indeed.
GG's to them.
Absolutely GG's. Before that, we had A0 in first place at 2 hours 32:41, and then just a few minutes ago, Neaterific forfeited.
Which is a shame, but with a seed like this, it goes to show, how difficult this seed is.
Alrighty, Blendation heading into Torian. Looks like he's gonna finish off Super Metroid first. Monocle heading for Skull Woods to get his 7th crystal. And Yieldy Fart, not quite sure what he's got left. His tracker has been absolutely failing miserably for him. Not our trackers.
In any case, welcome MM2. GG's.
GG. That seat felt like really, really fast. Like, when I got to the point of being Varia and Ice Rod from Go Mode, I was like, oh boy, this is just gonna be an Ice Rod hunt with a Varia hunt on the side. And then when I found Ice Rod first, it was great. Because I was like, okay, I'm going to full clear Meridia, and if Varia's not there, I'm just going to go and do Varialess LN, just because. And then I found Varia and Right Side, and I was like, okay, freest seat ever.
So, of course, you dipped, or any reason why you decided to dip TR?
Because I was up there, I was never going to get back there, and it's a free check, and in all likelihood, I was just not going to find anything in first chest and have to leave him anyways. So yeah, that was my reasoning.
Yeah, well, that check is absolutely what swung it for you.
Yeah, did just everybody else skip it?
Yeah, everyone else did other things. And
fair.
All things considered, that was what generally got you second place in that race, but definitely GG's for that.
Yeah, I thought it was funny when I did pod before Eastern, because like I walked up and I was intending to do Eastern first, but then I just forgot to mirror, walked into pod, and I was like, oh wait, I'm in pod here. I'll just do pod, I guess. And in all likelihood, I wouldn't have done pod if I had done Eastern first, and I would have just had come back and been sad. But then then I found Morph. See, that was funny.
Now I do have one question. Is your name MM2 reference to Mega Man 2 NES cartridge?
Yes, it is. It is
okay.
Indeed a reference to.
Okay, I was curious because anyways.
Yeah, of course.
So, do you want to know where swords were?
Most certainly.
One was in, I do believe, was it right side? No. One was in Bubble Mountain, in the top left room.
Norfair Reserve.
Yeah, Norfair Reserve. One of them was, what was it?
It was somewhere, probably.
Beach. One of them was on Beach.
Okay. Yeah, so at most I was getting tempered, but like, I was thinking about checking Norfair Reserve after doing LN, because it's 3 checks if I find the sword there. It's a massive time save. And I like checking Norfair Reserve again just because it's 3 checks. It's really dense. But then I was like, no, I have Master Sword and Silvers. I'm fine. I can completely do this Ganon fight. But yeah, that was just unfortunate. Oh well.
Yeah. Either way, just good job on that Ganon fight, because I don't like fighting Ganon with only Master Sword at all.
Neither do I. It is not a fun time, I can tell you that. Yeah, I I was slightly worried when I got down when I like took a bunch of hits in Aga 2, but then I was like, oh yeah, the fairy's on the pyramid, I'm fine. Yeah.
Plus that extra bottle of fairy that you had.
Yeah, the death there was just like I honestly don't think I would have died if I had just done my normal strat and like just dashed, but I was really scared, so I didn't dash, and I feel like that was what screwed me over, just because I didn't do what I was used to doing. But yeah. Oh, another question. Where was Flute? Obviously I never found that.
It was after Crocomire.
No. Yeah. I was not getting that.
No.
Yeah. And then, did we see Spazer, Powder, Book, either Burn or Cape?
We did see Cape. It was in left sandpit. Book was... Oh, we just saw it.
Maybe GT?
Spike Cave.
Spike Cave, that's right.
Oh.
Book was in Spike Cave, and Powder... I think everyone else grabbed Powder. I just can't remember where it is right now, at this moment.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, remembering a lot of stuff is hard. That is why we have trackers.
Mm-hmm.
Shoutouts to them.
Yeah, shoutouts to Scupula and Mad Ewok Herd.
So MM2 Ness. Obviously, you're probably feeling pretty good about that check, about the Turtle Rock check. Anything else about your routing that really stood out to you?
I was quite sad that I didn't get to do Shack Tool, because I was kind of hoping for a Varia at Shack Tool, just for the memes. But yeah, right sandpit, just as good.
You know what Shack Tool was?
What was it?
Peeves.
Aw, darn.
Mm-hmm.
Darn.
Yeah, Monocle and Blendation both checked them.
Everyone else was looking for Fire Rod, so.
Makes sense. Yeah, I was thinking something. Oh yeah, I saw we got like high jump, spring ball, out of logic space, ice beam, and and grapple, all the suitless stuff, and then just gravity was in Brinstar. Thanks, hard logic. Yeah, just warming, just sitting there. But yeah. Any other questions you guys got for me?
At this point, no. Just GG's to you for finishing this horrible seed.
Yeah, GG's to Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I've just got my one usual question. Letter grade scale, how much fun did you have?
Given that I didn't really have a bad time with this seed, I'd say this is I'd say I give it a solid A. Just the one thing that kept it from being an A+ was that I didn't find third sword, but oh well. It's a pity, but that's just how it goes.
That is fair.
Yeah. But yeah.
But yeah, GG's and night 2, man.
Yeah, GG's to everybody else. And yeah, good night.
Alright. With that being said, as we are winding down and having our runners finish the last couple of checks, make sure you guys continue to stay hydrated. You guys should definitely be drinking at least a gallon of water per day. And as I mentioned earlier, Speed Gaming is a big advocate of making sure you stay adequately hydrated during these long races.
Alrighty, Blendation is heading for the Mire area. Monocle's on his way up Cannon's Tower.
Maniacal accidentally hitting the select button instead of the start button for that fire rod, I'm thinking. Meanwhile, Blandation actually went ahead and took care of Mother Brain, so G's 1G in chat for him.
Yeah, he's going to have to... Eventually, he's going to run out of options. He's going to have to dip Turtle Rock.
Meanwhile, Yield doesn't have space jumps, so looks like he's gonna have to go ahead and do vanilla hookshot strats, which is perfectly fine.
I didn't know Super Metroid had a hook shot.
Grapple strats.
I'm just teasing. Right, so yeah, ye old fart is off into wants to save, but nope, the ship is turned off. Can't do that. Meantime, Maniacal is past Moldorm 2 and heading up to the tippy top. Blandation is heading for the Dark World.
Looks like we are. Alright, looks like we have a third place finisher.
Yes, that is Ake here at 2 hours 47:29. Blandation getting his initial Skullwood dip in. Unfortunately, that means he's going to have to double dip.
Mm-hmm. Well, good news is that, it looks like Yold is going to go ahead and have his Phantoon fight. So, he accidentally went to power bombs instead of missiles whenever they went to go and shoot at. Phantoon.
Maniacal making very quick work of Ganon with that butter sword.
Mm-hmm.
Maniacal getting ready for Torch Glitch. Does not get it.
Oof. Thankfully, with that butter sword and silvers, you don't really need it. And that... Oh, wait. One more smack and that would be a dead pig.
It's a double... Got a double on his first shot. And there we go. We got bacon.
That is one dead pig. Nice and slathered in butter.
Alrighty, folks, to get your single season chat for Maniacal.
It could have been an intentional torch glitch miss. Could very well have been.
And Maniacal had that half magic. So the torch glitch miss wasn't all that costly.
I mean, it could have been intentional. That is fair because you can plan out where Ganon is and then light torches and smack him, so you get more chances for double hits. So
yeah, that's fair.
Also, hi Andy.
Hi Andy.
Yeah. With double magic, that is fair. It is better not to get it sometimes, because then you can position the pig better, and you can hit him a lot easier too. Meanwhile, it looks like Maniacal is finally heading down to slay the big old brain. And then, as far as you can see, Blandation is going to go ahead and fight go dip into Turtle Rock finally. And I wonder how many bombs we're going to get for this Fire Rod location.
And this has been available for quite a while, now that I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bombos was in... Where was Bombos? I don't remember.
It was... Yield Fart Gamer just grabbed it. It's in right side of,
Wreck Ship.
Wreck Ship. That's right.
Okay, so... It was technically available fairly early.
Mm-hmm. It was. So yeah, with full beam combo, I mean, I doubt we're gonna see a or I doubt we're gonna see many supers, but we might. In any case, Blandation finally picking up his fire rod and is in go mode.
Alrighty, yeah. Same as with Maniacal, he'll finish Turtle Rock, do Skull Woods, and then he'll just have Ganon's Tower. Well done on the baby skip for Maniacal.
Oh man, that is a fantastic baby skip. Keep in mind that Blandation has already beaten Mother Brain, so in reality, he's a lot closer to finishing than he may seem. Although he still has to go to Skull Woods, he can still, go ahead and, finish up, this with, beating Metroid, or beating, A Link to the Past. Also, that was an interesting, Mother Brain skip. That's, or whatever they're called.
Zebetite
skip. There we go. That's the word.
Did Maniacal do the speed skip?
Looks like Powder was at the front of Escape.
That's right.
Okay. As MM2 puts it, it's better to look at what he did do compared to what he didn't. Or count the things he did. In any case, it looks like we have another stand-up glitch attempt by Maniacal. So this will be interesting. Oh, by the love of Nehru, these runners are something else.
Yeah, the command isn't working, but give all 4 of these runners a follow. They are, as you've seen, they have absolutely put on a clinic here.
Mm-hmm. These runners are by far some of the best runners I've seen dealing with this. Because, like, all of these seeds are just something, or this seed was something else. It just did not want to cooperate in a lot of ways. I mean, especially with that fire rod check, that was not a fun place to find it. Oh, there it is.
Thank you, MM2 NAS.
Yeah, definitely give all of these runners a follow because, as you may tell, these seeds are not fun, but their skills are definitely able to be seen.
Meantime, Maniacal pushed the stand-up glitch to 4 shots, 4 hyper beam shots to kill Mother Brain. Well done.
Yep, GG's to him. All we have to do is get through the escape, and he is done. Meanwhile, Blandation finishing his second to last dungeon before he has to kill the big pig, and then he will be done. Because, as you may know, he's already beaten Mother Brain. Meanwhile, the old fart gamer still trucking along, and all power to him. About to go bowling for the first time, so... Oh, he still doesn't have gravity jump, or not gravity, space jump, so can't do that.
Alrighty, GG's in chat for Maniacal, finishing in 4th place overall with a time of 2 hours 58:48.
GG's. And 4th place with a seed this bad, that's still pretty impressive.
And we also now have our 5th place finisher, Hitaka, at 2 hours 59:51.
GG's to them.
While we're waiting for see if Maniacal wants to join us, Blendation is absolutely mauling Trinax.
Mm-hmm. That butter sword is not only good for pigs, but also 3-necked lizards. And 3 slashes, and that is 1 dead snake.
Alrighty, so that's going to be that's Skull Woods, and then the link to the past Endgame for Blendation. I'm going to say he'll clock in around 3 hours 20, maybe a little longer.
A0 mentioning that, or our 1st place runner mentioning that he did variolous Lord Norfair.
Yeah, mad props to you for that, A0. Like, I've messed around with Variolous Lower Norfair doing max completion, no boss, no mini boss runs, and that is just it's yucky.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, Yield Fart heading down Red Tower. Oh. Looks like somebody just followed Blendation. Good for him. Alrighty, Blendation's got that butter sword, so Mothula is going to be an absolute joke, and we are now joined by Maniacal. GG.
GG's Maniacal.
Hey, GG.
So yeah,
That was a thing.
it was a thing. So how about that fire rod location?
So, I really, really, really wanted that to not be the case, as my route would kind of help you figure out. I really wanted to dodge Bryn, and worst case scenario was that Lamp or Gravity was in Bryn Loop. And it turned out that both of my worst cases were actually in Bryn Loop. So that was sort of the way that one went down. I really didn't want to chase the cane that was out of logic until I stumbled upon the lamp, so I wanted to try and find the fire source in front of lamp for fire rod, just because I didn't have reason to think one fire source would be in front of the other, so everything that was behind Kane was like half as valuable as the things that were in front. So I stayed away from Dark Death Mountain, even though I had the hook shot in the Kane. And then Cape was pretty unnerving, so that was bad. But overall, I liked the route. I felt like I made good decisions mostly, and played all right, with the exception of getting sand stuck.
So, standard question number one, Manackle. In terms of the way you routed, was there anything you thought particularly good or bad about?
Yeah, I felt good about staying in Pendant Pod, to break around Lamp and hitting Space Jump in Kane. Kane is a required item, and Space Jump is a nice convenience item. Felt good about the way that I segmented Bryn and Lower Norfair, and like I felt like my macro routing was fairly efficient. My decisions, like downstream of most major junctures, I felt was solid. Yeah, I mean, it didn't work out, but I felt like I played an okay race. I just didn't really end up doing what the seed wanted me to do. But I did what I wanted to do, and I had a blast. So, you know, it was a cool seed. So that's something. Felt good about breaking boots, or not breaking boots, but acquiring boots fairly early. Felt bad about not chasing the boots, and not pushing the boot advantage when I had them, but felt good about avoiding doing Morphless Super Metroid, because the Hell Run was in logic. Could have had boots very early, by that logic, although getting across to where the boots actually were was rather difficult, unless you went and got grapple out of pods, so I guess it wasn't really that available. I guess you could, maybe could have gotten it with a spring ball jump, but ice was, so mitts, let's see, mitts were early in Dark World.
Hype Cave.
Hype Cave.
Yeah. And then ice was behind Mirror. So yeah, you could have had Ice Beam to freeze the Garuda to get your boots early. So never mind, yeah, boots were available pretty early. So maybe I was late to boots, but breaking them without morph was pretty dumb. Had to laugh at the mail upgrade in Ice Rod Cave. That was pretty funny. I guess I made my Dark World a little bit slower artificially by grabbing some extra hearts in Thieves Town and things like that, because I didn't have the mail upgrade, so... Yeah, it's a long seed.
It was.
Could have been very, very short.
Oh yeah.
But I just did not make it that way.
I mean, you still got sub 3 hours, so that's definitely something.
Yeah, I mean, any sub 3 hour seed is one that you didn't completely dumpster. Even though I had a pretty slow Meridia segment. Big props to Dragon dropping infinite power bombs. That was pretty nice of her. I was pretty happy about that, because I was a little worried about the power suit grapple jump out, especially when I missed the quick grapple and ended up. I got decent spank RNG, but still had to like ride the spank train all the way to the top of the room to get the top left turret. So, yeah, I don't think there's too much else to say. Didn't really avoid any of the traps, but did feel good about the checks that I made in the order that I made them.
It was definitely decent routing, all things considered.
Yeah, late bottle was hilarious, by the way. Then there was a bottle in Bryn Loop, and I was sad. But like Bryn Loop was the absolute worst, so Bryn Loop was the worst thing about this seed, and then everything else was cool. It was like almost a really cool seed, and then they put things in Bryn Loop.
It's funny because like everyone was thinking, oh hey, I have all these things early, let's not do Bren Loop early, and then turns out the game wanted you to do Bren Loop early.
Yeah, which is like really miserable. Like the fact that it was hard logic and there was so much in logic, and like it was a really cool Varia location, and it really kind of showcased some of the fun mechanics of the game. You had all the things for Suitless Shack Tool really early, so you got to like chase that down. And then like Gravity Suit was just like hanging out at Charge Beam. It's just like, okay, come on, that's pretty boring. So at least we had fun.
Oh yeah, that's all that's important in these races, you know.
Yeah,
Have fun with it.
exactly. Had a fun Super Metroid loadout. Had a pretty fun Link to the Past loadout by the end of it, but the early loadout was more fun. A bunch of like Fighter Sword, Green Mail, Dark World stuff that doesn't come up all the time. 5-minute Dark World access is pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Especially with Mirror, you got to really have a pretty fun route through the early game. I did botch the sequencing with hammer pegs and felt bad about it. Just completely blanked on the fact that I had the mirror for a couple seconds. So that's what that routing was about. Yeah, never did see it was on Bumper Ledge. What was there?
A bottle.
Oh. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, was there anything particular you were curious about with the seed, or otherwise I don't think I have too much else to say about it. It was a cool one though.
No, you've answered pretty much everything I would have had to ask.
All right, well, thanks for having me into chat. GG's to everyone. No, sorry, did you have something?
On a scale of as earlier Big Boct brought up, on a scale of like grade, how fun do you think the seed was?
Yeah, it was like, it was super bimodal. Like it was like a solid A for like 9/10 of the seed, and then like Bryn Loop was just a piece of crap. So we'll give it like an A-, B+. I don't know. It was a good seed. It allowed you to play the game in a way that it doesn't always do, and I think that that's what makes this game really fun as a randomizer. There's so many different seed textures that are available, and some of these ones that don't come up all the time really can test different aspects of how you make decisions and how you play the seed and like what routing you take. And I don't recall having ever played one that was exactly like this in that regard. And so, you know, maybe I'll bump it to an A-. Just that Bryn Loop was pretty rough. That was unfortunate.
That is fair. All right, well, GG's to you. Get some water, get some sleep, and have a good night, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me in. Thanks for the commentary and the tracking and everything. Really appreciate y'all getting this crude. Thanks for the restream, and GG's to MM2 and everyone else who was racing. So, look, good crew today. Good regular crew for most of these weeklies. So, you know, it's always fun to get to race against good folks. Take it easy.
With that being said, looks like Yield Fart Gamer is attempting to do a spring ball jump. Not sure why he isn't just grappling the enemy, but I mean, maybe he just doesn't feel comfortable with it. Meanwhile, it looks like Blandation is actually using some cake strats to go and deal with our big pig. So that's something. And Hitaka mentioning that they spent way too long looking for Fry Rod, as did about 90% of everyone in this seed. I'm assuming, at least. So. In any case, looks to me like we'll have a, or Hitaka will be done here shortly. So, that's awesome for him. Meanwhile, oh, he doesn't have bombs, so he can't IBJ. Never mind. Oh, let's see, where else can we go with this?
Let's get your GGs in chat because Blendation has made bacon. Just has to be careful crossing the bridge.
Careful not to slip. All right, and that is a GG's for Blandation, finishing in 7th place with a time of 3 hours, 13 minutes, and 51 seconds. Definitely GG's to them.
Alright. Yield Fart is grappling across the top of Mount Everest, I've heard it called.
Honestly, at this point, it might as well be, because that is a rough thing to do. Like, I don't know if you played the original game, but I've had definitely a lot of trouble with that exact thing, so getting through it is definitely pretty awesome.
I haven't played it recently, but I loved it growing up.
Oh yeah, Super Metroid is fantastic. Also, shoutouts to the Windfish, and it looks like we have a butter sword for ye old fart gamer. So that'll make life a lot easier for them. In any case, I assume they're still going to be looking forward to finishing up the or English. How does it work? I think they're still looking for a lot of their items.
Yeah, I don't think the tracker program has been cooperating with our actual tracker people. So
yeah, this that tracker. If you don't know, you click on a button 6 or 7 times and it still doesn't work. Finally, on the 8th, it finally works and cooperates. So. So yeah, the tracker program, as much as we appreciate our trackers, it does take a lot to deal with it. So yeah. In any case,
I got Tarthorin in chat saying that grapple Mount Everest is easier suitless, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it looks like Yield Fart is taking some time to kind of figure out what his next play is.
Alright.
Alrighty, he's checking the proper sandpit to get his Varia.
Alright, and there's Varia. So that is full suits for Yi. So that is awesome.
Tarthorin in chat asking, there are 9 runners left off stream.
Mm-hmm.
No, 8, because Blendation is also not finished yet. No, not Blendation. Yield Fart.
Yes. There are 9 people still racing, including Ye Old. So. But we are joined by Blandation, and GG's to you, sir.
Thank you. GG's to the other racers.
So, question for you. Why decide to do Super Metroid first?
I don't really know. The second half kind of felt like a mess to me. As you can see, I came to like the unfortunate realization that if I had done Wrecked first on my Death Mountain trip, I probably would have been sitting pretty with that early fire rod, but kind of became a doozy at that point.
Well, keep in mind that most people are having troubles finding that fire rod, so no worries.
Yeah, I think, what was my... What did I find before that? It was, I know Norfair had nothing aside from Croc. And then it was Ice Rod and Sandpit, I think? No, it was, Batuni. So at that point, I decided to do Norfair. Yeah, I think it's just... Every time I skip on Wrecked, it usually bites you.
In this case, it did with like Bombos, so.
Right.
But, yeah.
But the beginning was kind of hilarious. I said to myself, like, after... I think by the time I got, like, flippers, I was like, if this were a tournament race, I'd be shaking right now, because this is, like, I'm finding so many things so fast. The route in Kakariko was hilarious. Like, down to, I was like, oh, I don't have enough rupees for digging game, and then, like, the race has, like, a big 20, I'm like, okay. It was just, like, flowing together, like, scraping, like, the rupees together to just make things happen. That part about it I enjoyed.
Oh yeah, that was definitely interesting. Were you the one that found the or did you buy the sword early, or did it take you a bit to buy the sword from the bottle vendor?
I bought it early.
Okay.
Right after chest game, I think the first chest had 50 rupees for me, and then I just barely had enough. I think I barely had enough to enter pod as well.
I gotta love Kiki the extortionist monkey.
Yeah, I took a hit there too. I was like, oh geez. I think I still had enough rupees, but...
Yeah, he had, I think like maybe 120 at
something
that point.
like that, yeah. Yeah, this is definitely an interesting one.
Yeah, interesting is the word we're hearing from a lot of the racers. So here's my question to you. In terms of how you routed, was there anything you felt particularly good or bad about?
The beginning I felt great, just how fast I was finding items. The only thing I missed out on early was gravity, I believe. That's about it, really. The early game I felt really good about. Second half, not so much.
Did you do Suitless Meridia, or am I thinking of a different runner?
No, I didn't. I know front half, I don't know back half.
That's right. It was a different runner, never mind. Okay. Either way, I mean... gotta love everything pointing to Suitless Meridia up until you find Gravity Suit just kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I see a question in chat. Did someone check Shaq? Yeah, it was, pretty sure it was just junk.
It was Peeps.
Yep.
One question that, Big Oct, mentioned earlier that I think is a really good question is, if you were to give the seed a grade on how fun it was, what grade would you give it?
I'd give this one about a 7. Nobody likes that fire rod spot, but you can put yourself in a position to find it early. So that I think that's what made it really interesting. It'll be curious. I'll be curious to watch this one back to see how everyone else routed it.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting for routing sake.
Yeah, restream wise, MM2 Nets did make the check early, but no one else did.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything else you'd like to say, Blandation?
No, that about covers it. GG's again. Thanks for doing the restream. Thanks for commentating, tracking, and thanks to the viewers for watching.
All right, GG's. Get yourself some water and have yourself a good night.
Take care, guys.
You take care too.
You too.
Alrighty, Yield Fart is heading back to Link to the Past, so we can hopefully get a look at what he's got left to do.
Right. Get some health refill from the old man, which is a really nice thing to have once you have your 2 rows of hearts, because starting with only like maybe 3 or 4 hearts filled when you have 18 is never fun.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if he's going to go ahead and check a couple spots in TH. Well, looks like we are going to get a few checks in Terra of Hera.
All right, let's see. I know there's nothing here. There's nothing that can be here. We'll see how long it takes. Ooh, he never went to the basement.
Interesting. Doing a tower room, that's never fun.
About 30 seconds, I think this takes.
Mm-hmm.
And Hitaka saying in chat, basement is vanilla big key.
Ah. Thank you, Hitaka, for clarifying. Oh, and they're also gonna get fire locked because they don't have any fire sources. Oh wait, did they get lamp? I'm not sure if they got lamp or not.
Don't remember.
Yes, they have lamp, they have bombos, they have... they're pretty sparse on their items, actually. Mitts, Moon Pearl, Flippers. Yeah, it looks like the tracker is correct.
Alright, so he is going to make the Hera climb.
That's right, lamp was Gauntlet. In any case, given that is 3 hours and 27 minutes, Yield Fart Gamer says that they will be playing this seed through to the end. Unfortunately, though, I do have to bid you an adieu, as I do need to go ahead and get ready for work in the morning, unfortunately. But shoutouts to this runner for actually managing to power through this incredible seed. You know, I don't see them doing many tricks, but you don't really need that many tricks when doing Super Metroid or A Link to the Past. You know, these games are fully doable. If you do need to do tricks, I mean, there's plenty of walkthroughs on YouTube. There's plenty of runners who will show you exactly how to do it and give you step-by-step guides. In any case, I will definitely catch you cats tomorrow. Stay hydrated, stay safe out there, and have a great night. And nice to see Trolldorm fall to his blade.
And unfortunately, I am going to have to call it too because I also have work in the morning. So I'd like to thank you all for coming out tonight. It's been a lot of fun watching you guys. I am and shall remain Big Bot. He was 5D100, and we had Scupula and Matt Ewok Her tracking. We can't do an actual raid on Yield Fart Gamer, but I would ask all of you to just head on over there and support him as he finishes out this seed. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next mission.